you. What is going on, everyone? We are here for the Spate Championship Series, regional number 3. We got a little bit of a change in format here on the stream, but we're still going to be getting into our round 1 match here shortly. And we'll get over into a desk at a later time, go over recap, all that good stuff. I am Somber. Here along with me is Aaron to bring it into the action for round 1 of group stage here in the regional number 3. Aaron, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Been waiting for this ever since my last cast. I'm excited that the Spade Championship is gonna continue. And well, why not start it off with a banger matchup with No Idea and La Familia? Eh?
Yeah, absolutely. And La Familia, they came in at the last second in qualifiers. They had to beat Walmart Gaming and Evolve Esports. Evolve Esports, they did make it here to top 16 as well. Walmart Gaming in that lower bracket match, they did not get to see top 16 again, which is a bit disappointing. But hey, we got a new face here in the top 16. And for No Idea, of course, we have Waves, Scythe, Mans Are Flying, Turbo, and Nuggy. I believe we are going to be seeing Scythe, Turbo, and Nuggy here for the round 1, seeing some subs in. But as always, Scythe is a player to watch out for. And for
Yeah.
the side of La Familia, we got Fast, 7, and Deck. Now, there's some implications here for group stage with No Idea. They do have somewhat of a comfortable lead in points over Silly Billies. They're in that 5th spot. They've seen a bit of a decline in terms of results. They were a premier team in split 1. I say lack of results, meaning they just aren't making grand finals like they were in regional 1. But with this now being a prime time to jump up in rankings and secure their spot at that 5th seed or higher, Aaron, do you feel like we're going to see a much more locked in and No Idea team?
I mean, I would definitely love to see a more locked in team because if you're not locked in, you're not going to be able to perform really well, like you normally should when you're locked in. But I think they should be locked in, right? What do you think?
I think so, definitely. I think that it has definitely just taken some time. I think that when we see Wave, Scythe, and Mans Are Flying on the pitch, they are a much better team than we saw in Split 1. We saw the change of Curry for Mans Are Flying, and I feel like that's an improvement for them. Again, we haven't seen the same results that we saw in Split 1, but I do feel like they're gearing up, right? They're trying to find that next level to their gameplay here in Split 2. But I think that they're going to have a tough test as we get a look at the test lobby here. I think that they're going to have a tough test ahead of them in La Familia. Fast is a player we're very familiar with in SCS, competing with a new duo of 7 and Deck. What are we kind of expecting from this game here from La Familia, and expecting as a new contender here for SCS?
La Familia, if you're the new contender, you're almost every time considered as the underdog, right? And well, I would love to see an underdog story like last time. Europeans like underdog stories, and well, this time this is no exception. Let's see how this is gonna turn out for La Familia. It's I think they will win. I think they will win. I think last game they will win though. What are your predictions?
Oh man, it's tough. I really like Fast as a player. I think that they bring a different dynamic to a lot of the teams that they're a part of. 7 and Deck, I'm not too familiar with their game, so it's going to be interesting to see them play. I know Turbo and Nuggy a bit. Scythe, of course, as I said, we all are pretty familiar with what Scythe brings to the table. I think that's going to be interesting with the subs in for No Idea. I want to give them the edge just because I know a little bit more about them, but I can't say no to an underdog story like you. I think that La Familia are going to
Oh
come in
yeah.
and they're going to make a statement in this first stream match.
I would love to see that, but like you said, I think it will happen as well. They are gonna come in with a bang, and let's see if they can do that. But right as we head into the first game, oh, no, is that not the first game? Is that still the test lobby?
We're still doing tests.
And we're back onto the cameras.
We're just trying to wrangle all the players in. It's the first match. you gotta try to get everyone in here. Looks like they're trying to find a sub to play in as they're waiting for the timer to tick down on the side of no idea. Having a just last minute scrambles. It's not a SCS broadcast without at least one hiccup at the beginning, right?
I mean, this happens, right? It always happens. So let's make sure it isn't gonna happen another time. But it's the beginning. Come on, give us some time. We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
Yeah, they'll work it out eventually. But just to kind of touch on what happened last week, right? We saw Spate go back to back. They have their first chance of doing what has not been done yet in SCS and having a three-peat. So that's an interesting storyline to uh come into. We saw Empty Space. That's going to be another interesting team to keep an eye on. They're just outside of the top 8 for points. Now, this being the last regional before the major, we have a very tight race between the 6th and I believe 11th spot. So any of those teams, depending on how good of a run they can produce, gets them into the top 8, gets them into the major at literally the last second. It's very very interesting here heading into it. So I think that my main question is, we got to see that Empty Space team
Oh
last
yeah.
weekend. Do you feel like they have another heroic run in them to try to make the top 8 and pull out of that 9th seed since it's so tightly contested, or do they kind of get their one and done run here for split 2?
I mean, Empty Space is always a team I like to watch. I mean, I've seen them in multiple tournaments and them also trying to make a statement in the Spade Championship Series. I mean, Grave Gear and Kamikaze or the sub, whoever's gonna play next game, Og. I mean, I would love them to get up in the higher seats, but for now, 9 seed is what we'll do, is what they'll have to work with. But I can definitely see them in the top 5 seeds with uh, with those players.
Yeah, definitely. And if they make it to a top 8 again, believe that puts them up into I believe the 6th spot, but they're going to need some other teams to lose out, and that's what's always nice and fun heading into the last regional before a major is you're going to be the biggest hater while also trying to just sweat as hard as you can to win these clutch games. We do have some new competitors in addition to La Familia in Blazar, who is a top 16 SAM team, so some SAM representation into the SCS arena. Got Bean Boys making it back. We got Evolve, Empty Space, Peeps, Mizzou making it in, which Mizzou just came out from Summer Series where feel like they had a lot of expectations on themselves and they maybe fell a little bit short, but they were a very good team out in a pretty top heavy West. So that's going to be interesting to see how they come in here and shake things up. And also Board coming in. Board is another, premier team making it in through uppers in the qualifier. So we got a lot of names here that can cause some endings to runs early. And with how stacked the groups are, if you can't make it out of groups and you're in that fifth, sixth, seventh spot, you're gonna have to pray that some of the lower seeded teams don't make it past that first round of playoffs, which is very interesting. And when you're coming into a situation like that, how are you kind of approaching this? Is this where you go all out just to make playoffs, or are you still just going to stick to your same style of Rocket League that has gotten you to the top 8s that have been so consistent for a lot of these teams before?
I mean, trying to change your play style is always a handy dandy thing to do, right? Whenever you're in the middle of the game trying to change your play style, it kind of brings in a new opponent or a new team that you are, you are playing with or facing. So I would definitely love to see that happen, Somber.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a bit of a shock to see some of these teams and how they play, right? Because you have a lot of teams, you get into autopilot when you're playing in the
Oh, yeah.
groups and you just play your regular Rocket League. But I feel like with how closely contested a lot of these groups are and kind of the floor of our competition now being that it's gotten just better and better every single regional, you're really gonna have to be on the fly with your gameplay. And you can't just settle into your old habits because that will cost you losses. And this is not a time that you can afford to lose many games and possibly find yourself of the uh out of the contention for top 12 making it into that playoff bracket.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to see your team out of the equation. You definitely got to be locked in for those group stage matches because those group stage matches can be very hectic. I mean, group stage matches are possibly even harder than playoff matches. I think that the group stage matches, of course, uh, um, make your seed and um, pardon me, and I mean I could definitely see also see some teams like struggle in the group stage match because I mean it's not the easiest. It's not the easiest to get those group stage matches in. Definitely because you're facing three of the same team, right? So I mean I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. That's on me. Yeah,
No worries.
I just gave up. I'm sorry. That's on me.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's very tough in groups. I mean, we saw Pause Up, who was a team that consistently was being, you know, sixth, fifth place in a lot of the playoffs. They just flat out missed out the last go around. They made it to
Yeah.
they made it to round one of playoffs in the first regional, and then they didn't make it out of their group the last go around. So when you aren't when you aren't even making it past your group stage and you're a top 6 team in the competition, it doesn't mean that anyone is a shoe in. You know, you could be heavy favorites, but the groups are just getting tougher and tougher, and you really have to fight through. And I mean, we even saw Silly Billies, who were kind of the consensus number one team, both in points and just everyone looking at that roster and saying, "Oh yeah, T. Corel, Darklight, Bora, Proto, JCell, like through and through, your subs even are top competition here." They got swept in quarterfinals by Little Birds, and Little Birds is a great team, but no one expected them to get swept. So making it through groups is your first battle, and starting off with a win just gets you that momentum going forward. As hopefully La Familia, they can come in here. It looks like they're getting a sub right now, so that'll be interesting to see how they play. No idea with their two subs, and now going and scrambling last second to get a sub of their own.
Oh yeah, I mean that can definitely change up the game, eh? I mean, your player not showing up, trying to get a sub at last moment. Let's all hope and pray that they get that sub because otherwise we would be waiting for another couple of minutes for the other matchup. But I think that would definitely spice up things. And like you said, uh, like the examples you gave, I mean, not every team is as consistent as you'd like to be because when you're that favorite team, you need to be consistent. You need to be winning every game you can. And when you get swept like a team like Little Birds, it definitely does something to your reputation.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that seeing Lil Bird sweep it not only gave them a boost to what everyone should think of them as a contender in the top 8, and especially looking towards the major, but I feel like that also kind of people are now starting to see that Silly Billies are mortal. They're not the Titan that it seemed to be in the first split. As competition ramps up, we saw the gap close real quick on them. I think that now kind of our top 4 teams currently with them, No Idea, Pips, Pirates on a Bot, and even Little Birds, like they are all much closer to the Silly Billy squad than we thought heading into the second split, because heading into the second split, they had won 2 regionals. They took the third regional completely off because they were like, we got the major locked and we're the 1 seed by a mile. So why play another regional? So they took a regional off, came into the major, and they just cleaned house. They ran through every team. They had no problem in the major, won that. So it was tough to deny their dominance coming out of split one, especially coming out of the major. But now it's a much different storyline going into the major two, because right now Silly Billies, they are the 6th seed for the major. They are still number 1 overall in points for the championship, but they are still they're still fighting for a major spot right now. They're not a shoe in. There's teams that can easily, if Silly Billies don't perform, they can jump up.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's where they definitely have to look out because I mean, when you're still first place on the championship leaderboard, but sixth on the major, come on, that is a huge difference between the two, and that's kind of more pressure on them because if they lose a couple of games this group stage, their seed could definitely skyrocket but reverse down. If you get what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it's like you said, the difference between 1 and 6, 1 for the championship and 6 for the major, that's huge. I mean, it speaks volumes to the type of competition that they've had to face in the second split of things. And like I said, the gap is closing quickly on them. But it looks like we do have a sub confirmed, and everyone's good on the test lobby. So we'll be getting into Rocket League shortly. You guys don't have to listen to us yap for too much longer about about other teams that aren't the two in front of us. So again, La Familia versus No Idea. La Familia is going to be Fast, Impo, and Seven going up against Scythe, Turbo, and Nuggy. Real quick predictions. I know we both said we like the underdogs in this, but a sub getting thrown into the mix. How are you feeling about this matchup now?
Um, I mean, I still think La Familia is gonna take it to the all the way. They're gonna take it all the way to the last game, and I think they're gonna win it. So La Familia wins here. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to flip. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go against
Oh,
you, and
oh,
I feel
okay.
like Impo, they may have just kind of gotten the DM last second, may not know exactly the stakes of this for La Familia. So I'm gonna have to go No Idea. I think they do it in 4 here, taking the 3-1 victory. But we will see here as we head into game number 1, as it looks like everyone is ready to go ahead and kick things off here for SCS Split 2 Regional number 3.
And it's finally kickoff time. Oh, it's not kickoff time. We're back onto our face cams. I see.
It is indeed kickoff time, but we'll hit you
Uh,
with some radio casting. Turbo,
radio
they get a nice
casting.
touch down to the midfield. Fast takes over into the corner, got a little bit of boost, goes infield over to Impo, but Nuggy able to break that up. Scythe now taking it to the sidewall, a little bit of boost in the tank, but not much to make a play fast. Able to make contact with it. Seven, no boost, able to just launch it up to the ceiling for Impo. Impo 2 touches down, but not able to get anything further than that. The pressure continues here for La Familia. Turbo able to swing around, and now it's right back into the hands of Impo, trying to shut down the midfield, but a shot on target going to be cleared away by Seven and right into the hands of Fast.
Faster is going to try to get it up the backboard, but Turbo denies there. That's going to be Nuggy. Nuggy, Turbo. Oh, kind of awkward there. Seven getting it on the backboard. Impo too awkward to make a shot of that. Fast committed though. And Turbo is going to take it right for a counter attack, but there is Scythe there who's going to take it out. Or 7, I mean. Pardon me, Impo. He's going to try to get a shot there, but couldn't get it on target. It's going to be a 50 there. Fast, can he get a touch? Yes, he can get a touch, but touch backwards to his corner. Kind of safe here, but Scythe there who commits in the corner. It's going to be a shot off the post there.
Oh, Turbo takes over and
Ooh.
denied on the goal line is Nuggy as Seven. Already 3 saves here in the opening 90 seconds. They're able to keep that one out. We still remain scoreless. Turbo looking to run a little bit of interference here. Mid pass and Fast able to cap that off with a goal. And we finally break the tie. Seven gets a slight bump on that sidewall, but they're able to muzzle through the aggression there out of No Idea. And La Familia, they pull ahead with goal number 1. The newcomers coming in and striking early.
Commerce coming in, striking in early. And like my prediction here, they begin or they start off very, very good and very quickly also. I mean, just 2 minutes in and already a goal there, but already a very good save there. Very beautiful there. And now it's going to be Impo. Impo going to the sidewall, onto the corner. It's going to roll. gonna roll in, but Seven can't get a shot. Good block by Scythe there. It's gonna be fast, taking it in the middle, but Scythe there to take it quickly into a counter attack over Seven there. Scythe, oh, under Impo, but saved there. And Turbo, still counter attack is still on Impo. Getting dunked there, it's gonna bounce, but Seven gets it to the corner. Turbo still there though. The pressure is on for both sides.
Yeah, they were absolutely pressing there. Impo with a
Oh,
musty, looking for a double, but that one taken away by Turbo. It's right down into the hands of Fast. Them and Seven get kind of tangled up there. A little bit of a double commit, might leave an open net. Scythe not able to commit contact with the ball, and another save for Fast. Rack it up 3 for them so far. And we are now deep into the second half of this game number 1, still clinging on to this 1-goal lead. Turbo takes to the ceiling, got the reset down to Nuggy, and Nuggy with the equalizing goal. 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Beautiful setup by Turbo here off the ceiling.
oh, beautiful, beautiful things by Turbo there. Nuggy, very good finish there. 2 people jumping up for that save, but no one is successful there. And the 1-1 is on the scoreboard. 2 minutes remain. Who's gonna take this first game?
It is definitely turning out to be a very close contest in game number 1, but Nuggy now with a free lane downfield. Fast went for the boost over ball, and it was not available to them. If they were able to collect that corner boost, it may have been a save, but nothing was there. They were hoping for the perfect spawn, and it made them just a touch too late. That one going to fly in, and a quick 2-goal swing for the side of a No Idea puts them back out in front. Seven now having to make a scramble off the kickoff, getting harassed by Nuggy. Scythe of the midfield over to Fast, and the team play to equalize is right back in their side. Fast able to cap that one off with a goal. Beautiful dodge on the bump. Seven able to muscle through everything with low resources, gets at midfield and lets their shooter finish the job.
Indeed, good finish there. And 2-2 is at the moment on the scoreboard. 1 minute 47 remain. And these goals are happening quite quickly here. I like to see a 7 going for that flip reset to Impo. And beautiful pass and beautiful shot by Impo there. But what's even more beautiful, look at that pass. 7 taking the reset just in front of Turbo that he couldn't reach it. And Impo with the finish. Just beautiful.
Yeah, Impo lurking from that corner, able to come in and just put that to the opposite post. You see last man commit. You take advantage. This one might be another scoring opportunity. Scythe to get it just out of the hands of Seven. Now Nuggy and Turbo up in the air. Turbo to take over. Scythe downfield, but that interrupted by Fast. Fast 2 touches, but it goes the wrong way. Impo able to keep this one out of danger for now. Seven, bit of a heavy-handed touch. Couldn't corral that one in. Right back over to Fast. Great 50 with Scythe to keep this on the blue half. You're in the lead. You want to just try to kill the clock here as we start to tick down. It's now Fast out of the corner, leaves it for Impo to take over. Turbo right back into the hands of Impo, but no boost. Just going to have to track this one down. Scythe returns volley into the midfield. Nuggy able to get a beat over the top. Fast in the last man back with a little bit of a pre-jump. Able to get the demo. Scythe, pressure still on, but this one stagnates out of the midfield.
Oh yeah, unfortunately there, but Nuggy is failed to try to get that into a counter attack. But Scythe though, look at that play, but unfortunately not successful there. It's going to be Fast on the sidewall there. What can Fast do? He can do very much great things, but Impo can also pinch there on the backboard. That was very close to becoming a very beautiful goal, but not quite. As Scythe is going to turn things around. It's going to be Fast. Gonna commit there in the corner. Impo does the same thing. Huge mistake there, but Seven is the one to take it safe into the corner there. 13 seconds, and No Idea has to equalize or not do it. It's their last time, 5 seconds.
Last chances here as everything's starting to tick down. Turbo, you got Scythe at the midfield and a little bit of possession. Impo slams that down, denies the passing play, and La Familia, they storm in and pull out a very tight win over No Idea. Man, La Familia, last second stub, still looking locked in as ever.
Oh yeah, I mean, beautiful scenes there, taking the first game, and I mean, you could do anything, everything but not compliment them. That's a very good, strong, solid first game. Some minor mistakes you saw there, boost over ball, but who cares? They won the first game, and they're gonna go into this next game very confidently, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of confidence behind them. And speaking of confidence, feel like Scythe needs to warm up a bit in this series. Granted, it's only game one, but we did not see the same style of gameplay, the same mechanical ability that we usually see out of them. So I expect that to, as the series goes on, change very quickly. And Scythe is going to start to be a problem for this La Familia team. We see them out of the corner, get immediately denied by 7. They know exactly the game plan for no idea here. Let Scythe cook and deny it early. Turbo now with a little bit of glue on the front of their car, had a little bit of possession. Scythe gets 50'd out to the backboard. Scythe with the double tap, denied by 7. And opening 30 seconds have been chaotic, to say the least, for no idea.
Oh yeah, definitely no idea. Definitely scrambling for that first goal that they so long need. And well, didn't get it as of now, but Nuggy trying to get that first one. And that is a beautiful air dribble to flip reset, taking the first goal. Oh my, what a goal from Nuggy there.
Yeah, talk about the Scythe mechanics. Nuggy, they know how to play the possession well as well. They do so there with a flip reset late, and then just get that perfect touch to slot the shot. Opening minute, we see a goal. Nuggy right off the kickoff was looking for the reach there. First touch was not exactly what they wanted. Now right back into the hands of 7. Look for Fast down at the midfield. Fast. Just going to play this one slow. Set themselves up for a solo play off the ceiling. Flip reset. Didn't quite trigger it. Turbo. Bit of a poor clear, but Nuggy there to clean up. Rolls right back down into the hands of 7. 7 looking to get this one central to equalize here. But so far, nothing comes of it. Down to Impo. Impo tries to go top bins, doesn't find it, but 7 on the cleanup. Gonna get this one back to 1-1.
Pardon me there. Wow, beautiful scenes there. I mean, Impo, the first shot attempt was beautiful in itself, but bouncing off that crossbar and, well, beautiful follow-up here. 1-1.
Got the janitorial services on full display. Fast with a great pinch. Gonna set things up early, but no one there on the side of La Familia to take over. Turbo now might have a double lined up. Couldn't quite find it. 7 down below, able to save that one from Scythe. Scythe with a great look at the net. Nuggy now to take over at the midfield. We saw what happened last time. It resulted in a goal. Can they find another one? No. Fast. Gonna clean that one up, take possession on the goal line. Gets bumped, but Impo down below. Able to rip a quick shot, but Turbo saves that away. Pressure still on as 7 has a little bit of possession here. Pinch 50 out into the opposite corner. And leave Scythe with no boost to try to clean something up. Turbo getting it over to Nuggy. Nuggy, one touch up to the ceiling. Bounced down. Couldn't find it with a second touch, but Turbo to take over. Get it over fast, but Impo able to get it back out into the corner. Nuggy right there to respond. And the dunk on the goal line comes through. Maybe in a little bit of an assist from the opposition. But they find goal number 2 on the side of no idea.
Wow, I mean, it was an own goal there. I mean, I thought it was a dunk. But an own goal will do for no idea. La Familia are looking to get that second game in this best out of 5, which is arguably a good start. I mean, if you're going in the first 2 matches immediately match point, of course you want that. But now things are not going as planned. Well, never mind. Cut me off right there, Fast. 2-2.
Oh my goodness. Impo just hits the E-brake, able to turn on that one, get it right back central and fast. Perfectly timed that one up, had no boost, jumps into the ball, able to get the dunk there. And we're just before halftime. We got another 2-2 game. It's going to be first to break here in the latter half of game number 2. 7 looking to do so here early. Turbo, one touch over to Nuggy. Nuggy wanted to find Scythe off that sidewall, but they decided to retreat back down to the midfield. Turbo now in the corner downfield, has Nuggy cherry picking, looked for the inverted touch, but could not find it. Impo now over the top of Scythe, leaves it for 7, just kind of floating along. Impo right back, trying to find Fast, but Turbo leading the charge downfield, can't make contact on that last touch, and shooting woes start to rear their head here as a team bump comes through. Nuggy has to make a good 50 here. They do so. Scythe can't make contact with the ball, right into the hands of 7, who gets a good 50 by Nuggy. It's Turbo now trying to lead something, but Impo shuts that down immediately.
Impo indeed shutting that down. 7 trying to pop it up for a teammate there in front of no ideas Nat, but Ken not there. 7 though, it's got a good chance here. 2v2 there, shot from, oh my, what a shot there from Impo. And possibly even more beautiful, the pass from 7. Oh my, Somber, what have we just witnessed?
we're witnessing an Impo masterclass just straight off the couch onto the sticks, and they come out and they are performing. We are seeing an absolute mirror of game one. No idea. They were up 2-1 early, let in a quick equalizer after that. And we saw what happened in game one. The side of La Familia, they were able to lock down on defense and keep this at a 3-2 game. Do we see it again here? Or are No Idea able to find that response goal here leading down into the final 90 seconds? It's Turbo out of the corner. Low flip reset, gets the ground pinch over, but Impo would have flicked that one ahead. Scythe looking for 2 touches out of the corner. 7, no boost. Leaves that one for Fast to just try to clear out over Nuggy. They get 2 touches. Turbo returns the volley, hits the ceiling. Maybe not the read you were anticipating. Demo on the back line. Gonna leave things open here for a counter downfield, but Fast, despite their name, a little bit too slow, but they just want to drain clock. They want the possession plays. Turbo able to 50 that one out, and 7 right back over to Impo. Impo into the corner, but nothing going to lead from this. Everyone low boost. 7 able to grab something on the way back, and it leads to a goal line save going the other way.
Oh yeah, I mean that was just very close becoming the equalizer there, but not quite. Cypher's gonna get another attempt at it though, but immediately stopped by Impo there, but not stopped by Turbo. Trying to get that shot, but couldn't quite get it on goal there. It's gonna be Fast. Getting it to the sidewall, 7 there to meet him, but Nuggy intercepting that. It's gonna be Turbo now. 50 with 7 there, but nothing to come out of it. It's gonna be a counter attack by Impo. Impo flicking over, but the Nugget gets a touch. Nuggy, pardon me, it's gonna be side onto the backboard. Are we gonna see a side masterclass? No, but almost a turbo master. Oh well, never mind. A side masterclass. 3-3, 18 seconds remain.
Scythe, they just turn around. They recover well on that back wall, go straight for that corner boost to get the boost grab, and that is what does it to get the equalizer here. 18 seconds on the clock. Either team gonna need a good kickoff. Impo does so well, looking for a bump on the back line. No teammate able to get a read on it, and Turbo, the one getting bumped, now leads the charge downfield. 7 able to get the volley down. Fast, 1 touch to the backboard. Nuggy can't make contact with the clear attempt. 7 just sends it into the corner. Impo trying to keep this one alive. Scythe, it's back towards the midfield. Turbo, missed touch there. 7 now out of the corner, has to try to wrap this thing around, and we're gonna see overtime in game number 2. We got an absolute classic in the making. Who will take game number 2? Will La Familia pull out to an early 2-0 lead, or will No Idea be able to show their pedigree?
Oh, let's see what happens in the somber. I mean, all I know, I'm very excited for this overtime. I've never been this excited for an overtime since I can't even tell. Oh my, it's gonna be Fast onto the backboard there. A clear out there. It's gonna be 7 onto the backboard again, but Turbo meeting it this time. It's gonna be Fast onto the corner. It's gonna bounce downwards, but Sai has to get that one, and he does. Impo not the best out of touches, but it gets it in the middle. 7 not being able to reach it. Impo, very bad and unlucky touch. What an unlucky touch there. He was just rotating back, and Turbo is right there to finish it.
Oh, the straight line rotation is killer, man. You rotate right into the 50 that your teammate just got, and No Idea. They take advantage on a rare mistake that we've seen out of either side so far, and they lose it in overtime. No Idea able to equalize the series. I liked what I saw, especially out of Turbo. 2 saves, 2 assists. They were getting involved on both ends of the pitch. They put up 5 shots of pressure, and just time spent in your opponent's half is absolutely insane, as we have 12 shots from No Idea compared to only 6 for La Familia. So doubling your opponent's shot total will definitely get you in a winning position. And despite the mistake, they pull out the overtime win.
Oh yeah, despite that mistake, indeed, they pull it out, and well, come on, La Familia, you shouldn't be making that mistake, rotating straight front flipping in the middle of the field. Come on now, you've learned in preschool. Come on, rotate outside of the box of the play, so you're safe and things like that don't happen. But mistakes happen, and let's see if they can punish out those mistakes in game 3. But that was such a mistake. Oh my, never seen something like that happen in bubble scene. But it happens, and it happens.
It happens. You you go on autopilot for a brief second, and you get caught in a situation like that, and it's something that they're gonna learn from. But I don't feel like it'll hit them too hard, as that was only the equalizing game in the series. You didn't go down in the series. I feel like if that was the game to go down 2-0 and you're on match point, that's a big hit to the mental. But you still have two more opportunities here, two more wins needed for either side to move along in their groups. And we see here now with Scythe at the midfield, 50's out with Impo making great plays all around for this La Familia team at the last second. We see that continued here. Impo was trying to go for a redirect. Great 50 from Fast. Scythe not able to stay on it, but Turbo right there to take over. No boost for them. They just put this one safely in the corner. Let their teammate in Nuggy get back out to the midfield. Fast going to rip a shot, but it's saved with a backflip by Turbo. And right now we are living in this no idea half. Nuggy able to finally break that midfield, but it's put right back into the blue half.
Right back into the blue half. Yeah, where 7 is going to try to set up an attack. Not quite though. You see Fast there jumping up for that save, but couldn't quite get that save. It's going to be Impo now. Impo 50 with Nuggy. Good 50 by Nuggy side, but Fast getting it out. Beautiful clear out. Scythe redirect onto the backboard. A Psycho attempt, but the Psycho not being such Psycho as it needed to be.
Yeah, it absolutely insane whenever we see Psycho attempts when it's a 0-0 game. I get it if you're blowing the other team out, but that's just I'm better than you energy. Trying to go for a Psycho for the opening goal, and Impo just gonna disrespect the defense and dunk that one in. 7 off the ceiling. They just get out of there and let Impo go to work. Flip a reset, put it upper 90, use the post, and that is our opening goal to game number 3.
Oh yeah, I kind of punished Scythe's mistake attempt at a Psycho there, and well, just fully punished it. And well, 1-0 is a score. Not the most beautifulest of goals, but we'll take it. 1-0, 3 minutes 20 remain, and well, let's see what can happen. I mean, I'm excited for this matchup because, I mean, like I said, I think this can go all the way to Champions Field.
Yeah, the way it is shaping up, we have had back-to-back one-goal games, especially with La Familia coming out early and scoring. 7 able to deny that one, and now start the counter downfield. Impo just waiting for the touch of the opposition, try to capitalize on a mistake, but no mistakes to be had. It's now into the hands of Fast, who has low boost, trying to turn around in that corner. Nuggy keeps it alive, but jukes out their teammate in Scythe just a bit. It'll leave a free lane for 7 to take over. Reset used late. Wanted to get the pop on that one. It's right back into the hands of Impo. Impo, heavy-handed touch. Does not leave that one central. Great demo from Fast, and a 50 now. It's going to float a little bit dangerously into that opposite corner. Fast trying to bump Turbo off that back wall. They're just camping, holding strong. They now have a breakaway opportunity. Try to get Fast to jump early, but Fast able to stay patient, play great defense. Scythe, one touch to the backboard. 7 able to turn around on this. Turbo, quick shot, but it's now denied by Impo. Used the post to keep that one out. Now taking that underneath. Scythe on a breakaway play, trying to get it around, but Fast now having to take over after great 50 from Turbo. Nuggy down to Turbo, who has a great boost spawn in their favor. Might be able to get a reset here or a bump. Can't get either. Scythe down below keeps this one on the orange half. And we're just playing 50-50 ball right now, as we have just a couple minutes left in this game 3. Still a 1-goal lead for the side of La Familia.
Oh, definitely a lot of 50s, like you said. I mean, 50s galore. Right there, you have another one. And well, I mean, I like to see it. It kind of shows that this team is kind of neck on neck, and the game is essentially based off of 50. There's another one. Why not? And why not take another one? Hey, I mean, 50s galore here, and just like the game, it's just a 50-50 on who's gonna take it.
Yeah, so far, La Familia, they have been doing well on their 50s, winning out a lot of them. Fast, great win on the 50 there, keeping this one alive. Impo trying to get that one back down off the backboard to 7. Nuggy on the counter. 7, great save, using their own backboard to try to maintain possession after that. Turbo from the midfield rips a quick shot. It's a pass over to Nuggy, and Turbo, right place, right time. They get the equalizer with less than a minute remaining.
Oh, wow, that's a beautiful goal there, but Turbo there, was it his attempt? I mean, did he read him shooting off the crossbar? No, of course he didn't, but he was there. And well, he scored it 1-1. Good goal from No Idea there. Good passing there. They caught La Familia off guard, and well, it worked. 1-1. Let's see if La Familia can respond back to this. Pardon me.
Yeah, the
Oh,
response goal might just come, but Turbo, great
oh yeah, that's
save,
good.
but weak
That's
clear on it. Impo again. Who else but Impo in this series for La Familia to come up clutch and make a big time move like that? Able to just whip around, find the angle, and get the cleanup shot as it's bouncing right outside of that blue box. La Familia now with another 1-goal game, 34 seconds on the clock, and a big kickoff win. Fast with a big dunk on the 50. Might have another goal scoring opportunity here as we now approach the final 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, I mean, let's see what the final 30 seconds has in offer there. Almost a goal indeed. It's gonna be Scythe now. Scythe 50 with 7. 7 still up for that. Huge miss there. Could leave things open for La Familia here. It's open, yes, it's open, but Nuggy getting back in time, but it's just not enough. 7. What? So, pardon me, 1-3, and they take game 2.
Yeah, Impo on the assist, just being involved on offense yet again is Impo coming in and stepping up for this La Familia squad. 7, big 50 win off the kickoff. And as time ticks down, this is all but over as La Familia now put No Idea on double match point and have a chance to shock the world, come in as a newcomer through the lower bracket and make a statement win here on broadcast.
I mean, they can definitely make a huge statement there, winning against No Idea with, well, arguably a very good player, Scythe here, just gotten out the garage, getting a new car in, a new CC for him, and well, let's see how that's gonna impact his gameplay. I mean, some people call it a myth, but I think a car change definitely changes up your playstyle, does it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm a big believer in heavy car versus light car. You know what I'm saying? A preset, if it's starting to feel heavy, got to get into the garage, find something that makes you feel mechy. And that is one thing that we have not seen yet from Scythe is any of those hyper mechanic plays that we usually see out of them. They have had the opportunities, but I do like that they're trying to get everyone involved. They're trying to go for more infield plays. They're switching up their typical play style, but I feel like you need one player to just absolutely take over here heading into game number 4. Because like I said, you're on double match point. You're going to have to win 2 straight now for the side of No Idea to move further with a win in the score column to start things off for tonight. And it's going to be very tough for them to do so as we get a wait from 7. So just a bit of a delay into game 4.
Just a bit of a delay. We're waiting on one player, but I mean, that doesn't take away the more stress that the No Idea side might have, because I mean, their opponent La Familia is on match point, and they don't want to see them winning. They want to get this game 4 and get this to game 5, and of course winning that game 5. But what's gonna happen is up to the players, as the players are revving up their engine, are spawning in, and well, let's see how this is gonna turn out.
Yeah, how it turns out indeed. And to add more chaos and drama to this final regional with No Idea possibly going down 0-1 as we have everyone ready in the lobby. We also have breaking news that Silly Billies have dropped out of the contest, which
Huh?
now means that your 6th through 8 spot are completely wide open here for the major. If you are a new team, if you make it to that top 8, you have a possibility of squeaking into the regional. So drama and chaos alike here, as No Idea are fighting for their series win in game number 4 on Utopia Coliseum.
Wow, that is huge news, Somber. Silly Billy's dropping out. What? How can it happen? I mean, I think it just got to their heads.
Yeah, I
Must have.
mean, whether it's the competition, they didn't have enough players, or they could just say, hey, we already got the championship locked in as the 1 seed. We're 20 points above the number 2 seed. We'll just look for the championship. We don't need another major win. We already got one of those under our belt. Whatever the thought process is, it makes this last regional so much more interesting as any of these new teams, a team that has not made a regional this whole split could walk away with a major spot, which is absolutely insane. And with no idea, being one of those teams at that 5th spot as Turbo, just going to get a huge 50 win and launch that one down. No idea. Being the first on the board here in game number 4, they are fighting to maintain that 5th spot. And a win here would do great things for that process. A loss will make it much tougher to move forward through groups.
Oh yeah, definitely here. But I mean, no idea. Just for the game here. I mean, that by the way, that was really huge news. I didn't expect them to do that, but yeah, like you said, they're gonna be like, yeah, we already got a regional under our belts. Let's just get this championship over, practice for the championship probably, and well, let's see what they have in store for us for the championship. But for now, we still are in the game. No idea La Familia. No idea leading quite early. Still 3 minutes left. Let's see if La Familia gets a response or we're going to see another goal from No Idea, but not yet.
Yeah, no goal able to be found. Fast had an opportunity, but not enough boost, and a great touch from Turbo. Now sends this one downfield. Nuggy looking for Turbo back towards the central. Kind of Goombas them. They're going to have to take a delay on that. Scythe able to turn up with a good touch there. Impo now trying to come out of the corner. Find that one central. We've seen it work many times this series so far for La Familia. That time does not bear any fruit. Fast now over the sidewall for Impo. Impo with a great 50. But Scythe able to win that one underneath. Turbo right there trying to play fast. Trying to play quick here and catch this La Familia team lacking. Impo rips the shot, but it's not quick enough. 7 on the cleanup. They get it to the backboard. Impo trying to create some magic, create something out of nothing. Right now, it's another counter downfield for the side of No Idea. They've been able to stifle every attempt, but a big missed touch comes through and Fast, able to capitalize with a response.
Oh, wow. Huge miss from Nuggy there. Huge misread, and it just left the way open for Fast Turbo. Doesn't have enough turbo to go back to his post. And, well, do not scratch your eyes. It's 1-1.
Yeah, blink and you miss it kind of play. That was a great way to capitalize on yet another mistake in this series. They have been few and far between, but the two that have happened have been absolutely capitalized on, as that one is almost scored by Impo. Turbo able to finally get this one out into the corner. 7 was trying to create some magic. Fast is bumped onto the ceiling. Impo out of the corner. 7 right back to them. Down to Impo. Impo can't make contact. That was a heater of a play developing there on the blue side. Turbo looking for air dribble bump. Impo able to get that one cleared out fast with now a little bit of possession. Nuggy takes to the skies, gets bumped out, just gets absolutely removed from the play. Says, you're not taking that one, buddy. Impo now trying to get downfield to Fast. Fast able to get one touch to Scythe. I won a great 50 towards the central. Impo, it's the boost steal on spawn as well. Nuggy trying to play possession. 50 out to 7. 7 now right back into the hands of Nuggy. Nuggy downfield. Impo puts it back into the corner. A lot of chaos here on the orange half for this last minute. Still a tie game. Someone will have to break through here, or we will see another OT.
Will we see another OT? A bit of panic there you saw from the La Familia side. Doesn't take away a counterattack. 7 pre-jumping side there. Not quite. Oh, 2 players up on the same wall. Fast immediately getting to the right spot there. It's going to be Nuggy on the counterattack. Nuggy side Turbo all going towards that goal, but stopped by 7. Has 100 boost, takes it over 1, is pumped away to continue to play though. It's going to be Turbo getting in the middle, pinch to the corner there. Who's going to read it? No one is. Just going to bounce down onto Scythe. Scythe, what can he do to the sidewall? And it's still, oh, Turbo now onto the corner of the backward. Nuggy shoot what that, oh my, what a tongue twister there. But should shoot that one in, but didn't. 1-1.
Yeah, it's still 1-1, and you got some last-ditch efforts, but nothing comes to fruition. We're going to see overtime in Game 4. No Idea, barely hanging on here. Need a win to extend us to Champs Field. La Familia can do it in 4. Fast downfield, looking for the golden goal opportunity. Nothing there for him. Impo to their own backboard. It's going to waterfall down and misread by Scythe. That could have been an easy goal for them off another mistake. Nuggy Bails out of that touch. Going to leave it for 7. 7 to the sidewall. Met by Turbo. Turbo back to the midfield. Impo gets 50 by them. This one might just fall in. No, fast. Right there to save that one out. 7 now off the sidewall. Looking to clear it over to the other side. Turbo there to intercept. Looking for 2 touches. Gets the redirect. Nuggy gets the dunk. And we see this one to Champs Field. A great game 4 performance out of the side of No Idea. And 2 touches from Turbo and a read from Nuggy seal the deal in overtime.
Oh my, we're on to Champions Field, and well, I don't wanna brag, but I called it. I called it.
You did. Well, you just gotta see if La Familia can pull out the win in game 5, though. Then you'll call it 100%.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, we do see a game 5. Very, very interesting. I thought No Idea was gonna have this in 4. I thought they were gonna, drop a early game and then regain, but La Familia, the shock of Impo. I mean, I thought that was going to be a hindrance to their gameplay, but no, dude has been stepping up to the plate. We will see here if they can continue to step up in the big moments here as we head to Champs Field for game number 5 between La Familia and No Idea. Winner improves to 1-0 in their group and starts off on a great foot. Loser will have to now climb back from a deficit and make that playoff opportunity that much more difficult. We see here it starts out with La Familia pressure, but it's going to be easily stifled by Nuggy now going downfield. That's a great shot ripped, but finds the crossbar. Scythe on the cleanup, going to find the backboard. 2 touches denied again by that crossbar. 4th defender coming out early for La Familia. Ooh. And it's a counter downfield. No, Turbo. Oh my goodness. Shots flying around in the opening 30 seconds.
Opening 30 seconds, and well, another shot. Why not? Turbo on the flip reset double. Couldn't get it quite. Nuggy trying to get it in from Scythe. Is on a difficult angle. Just his best though. 7 bumped off. Should be a shot by Turbo, but blocked by Fast. He was very quick to get on that block. Very fast, if you will. It's going to be Impo now to the sidewall. Trying to pinch it, but his opponent was first. Is he fast? Getting into the middle. It's going to be Turbo. It's going to be Nuggy with the shot, and that is the 1-0 on Champions Field. Wow. 1-0. Still 4 minutes remain, though.
Yeah, but that's a great misdirect play by Turbo. They get that first touch. They look like they're going to go for the little skim shot, but no. They miss the shot, intentionally leave it down for Nuggy down below. They get called off of it. That's a great fake play. Nuggy down below. Again, Nuggy has been making those clutch touches down below to slot a shot on a relatively open net. They get a good 50 here. Impo is that one low and slow. Right back into the hands of Turbo. Now trying to make a 50 from behind. Scythe almost puts it into their own net, but finds the angle to put it into their own corner. It's now downfield. Nuggy can't catch back up to it, but finds a demo on 7. Now going to be Turbo down the other way. Tries to find their running mate on offense, and Nuggy, that shot off target by Impo. They're now just trying to track this one down, wrap around the back wall, try to find something central. Pass off that sidewall. Solo play opportunity. Flip reset over 1. Dunk denied by Scythe. They come out and make their name known in Champions Field. Turbo tries to clear it down central. Impo there to meet. 750 win. This one might linger out in front. Fast not able to make a touch. Impo shot over the top. Scythe low boost and returned right back to him. But that one saved off the post. It's lingering on the goal line. 7 with a big 50. Impo comes in and it's no good. 1-0 still for No Idea.
How is that not a goal, Somber? What? It was just stopped on the goal line. It was sitting still halfway across the line there, and another 50, and it didn't lead to a goal. Wow, La Familia don't have much luck here, but let's see if the remainder half of the game is giving them more luck, because oh my, that was quite unlucky there, but Fast should have shot that one in a 7 off the post. 4th defender there.
Yeah, the post and the crossbar working their magic here in Champions Field, and La Familia, they are not liking it whatsoever. 7 was looking for a touch and possession off the ceiling, but ends up pinching it down. Nuggy now lurking downfield, trying to find a bump, trying to find something. All 3 members, No Idea, down on that orange side. They recover at the midfield well. Impo now just trying to solo through the entire team. Fast 2 touches out of the corner. Impo can't make contact with the ball. Low boost was barely trying to reach to that one. Turbo clear downfield. This one might just be in the net. 7, great save, but Turbo denied again by Impo. And Impo making a heroic save on the goal line. We now go down the other way. Nuggy and Impo 50 out to Fast. Fast looking for a bump, but Scythe going to find their teammate downfield. Turbo on the counter attack, taken away by 7. And the defensive masterclass that we are seeing from both sides right now is absolutely insane. Impo on the solo play, denied by Turbo.
Oh my, this Champions Field game is intense. Oh my, let's see what 7 can bring. Can he take it over Scythe? No, he cannot, but Impo can. Impo continuing, trying to get into that corner. Good fake! And one demo, Scythe is the only one left. And he does his job getting it out. Still 1 minute remain. Gonna be Scythe 50 with Impo. Fast, gonna be up under 1. And oh no, off the crossbar again!
Crossbar has played spoiled to La Familia now 3 times. It should be a 3-1 scoreline. But Epic, they DM'd the CEO. They said, make that goal on the other side for Champions Field just a bit smaller. And they are still out 1-0 ahead for No Idea. Now we creep down into the final 30 seconds. Scythe with possession and boost gets stuffed out by Fast. Down below, no one can make contact with it. Impo now changed up the pace. Looking to get something started out of the corner. Able to get a boost grab right back over to 7. Turbo not able to make contact. Nuggy, slow play down below. Now just trying to waste time off the clock. You got to make one last push. Impo has one in them. Fakes out Nuggy. Turbo and Scythe both stacked up. They get a flick up high. Bump on last man. Fast. Can't get to the ball in time. 7 to the sidewall. They need Fast to make contact. They do. Scythe wants to just spike it down, and No Idea are going to pull out the series win and start off groups 1-0. Man.
Where's the referee? What happened? This was match fixing. This shouldn't happen. La Familia should have won this, but oh my, No Idea won it, and well, was it deserved? Come on, I don't know, but they won it, and it's official. They are the ones to win this game, and well, what an intense series that was. Oh my.
The defense out of both of those teams was, just chef's kiss, man. That was beautiful. I mean, the pinch on the goal line, you play it slow, you bait the 50 in, and then your teammate comes in and finally able to make, like, just the saves, the hitting the crossbar and post so many times. It should have been the other way around, but No Idea, with a little bit of magic and some help from the 4th defender, they were able to pull out a win. And I mean, I feel like that was much deserved. You had to fight and win 2 straight games. You did just that. You were able to seal the deal, and you pull out a clutch win to further yourself. A 1 seed in this group is absolutely of the utmost importance for No Idea right now. So starting off on the right foot with a 1-0 victory and continuing on through their group with a win is absolutely huge. But that is not our only match for the night. We will have a next match coming up shortly. So we're going to throw it to a quick break, and we will catch you guys for our next streamed match. Welcome back, everyone. I know we said we were going to take a break. It was very quick because we are ready to jump into our next match here shortly. It is I and Aaron returning for the desk, and we got a feisty taquito. Feisty, how you doing, big dog?
And I'm here, brother. It's been good, dude. It's been good. That first match was crazy.
Yeah, I was going to ask, walk me through kind of as you got to spectate from outside of the booth, what you were kind of going in expecting, first of all, and then kind of your reactions after that match and how everything kind of unfolded.
Man, first off, I didn't expect game 4. At game 3, I was just sitting there thinking to myself, like, well, they sealed it up, right? Like right here, it's got to happen. La Familia's got, I mean, they had the advantage, they had the edge. Getting to that overtime was crucial. And then that goal being scored was like, no shot. You guys are going to let this go game 5. And unfortunately they did. And of course, it definitely did not go the way they had planned. I will assume, because the chat was not very happy. And all of us I say all of us, me and Gad in the green room were just like, what was that goal? So that was not the expected outcome that I wanted to see. However, I mean, it's a group. We've got more matches. We got more time to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And as we talk about more matches, the next one up on the slate is Spate. Your back-to-back split 2 regional 1, regional 2 winners going up against a team that swept Silly Billies last go around, Little Birds. Aaron, as kind of the unbiased third party here on the desk, as Feisty and I, we have our own reasons for going for whoever. Kind of, who do you think is going to take this match, and what are you kind of expecting to see out of this best of 5?
I mean, I am the master predictor when it comes to absolutely bottling it. But to be honest, I have actually. I mean, this is a tricky one you're giving me here, Somber. What could it be? I'm clueless. I'm clueless. Can we give it to Feisty before we give it to me so I can
no.
Yeah,
copy it?
let's slide this over to Feisty. First of all, to preface it, Feisty, what are you now expecting out of Little Birds now that they've swept the big bad wolf of SCS that is Silly Billies, and kind of what you expect now? Because going into this, we've had conversations that Little Birds may be up there as the most improved team throughout SCS.
Yeah.
Are we now seeing that this is kind of their ceiling? Is they get a big upset and then it's back to usual, or are they going to continue to improve here?
I would hope they continue to improve. The big thing for this squad is you are facing up against a team that has gone back-to-back championships, and recently you guys did squeeze into the top 4. So with that win that squeezed y'all into the top 4, it's going to be something where we got to look at it and go, okay, how do we fix this? What do we do? Like, what can we do better? Blah, 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 blah. This is a match where you've got to lock in, even though it is in groups, even though you haven't, you're not in the top cut yet. It doesn't matter. You guys are playing against one of the best teams in these regionals, in these splits. And if you want to secure your shot at the major, at least, we're not even going to talk about the championship. First step's regional, then it's the major. You are going to have to step up big here. So I really do hope we at least see a game 5. But if I have to be realistic, no matter how much I love this team and support this team, I mean, it's heavily Spate favored.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with all the sentiments there. Little Birds, love you, but this is going to be a tough test. We did see them take down a back-to-back regional champion in Silly Billies, so anything can happen. But like you said, they have to step up to the plate here early. This is not just a hope for your playoff run. You need to come out here and dominate in your groups. You have a very stacked group ahead of you. Now, Aaron, we're gonna go back to you. We know the two teams. We got a back-to-back regional champion. We got a heavily underdog performing team. They love to perform in the big moments. Who do you see pulling out a win here?
You know what? I mean, now that I've refreshed my mind and the Little Birds absolutely playing their best game last split or last regional. My apologies. And well, I mean, Bay is a very good team, eh? They're definitely the favorites here, but I mean, I like underdogs, and let's just give it to Little Birds winning 3-2 here. Come on, you birds! Come on!
Let's
Come on!
go!
Aaron is going to get one of these tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I
He's
promise
gonna
you.
get
He's going to
one.
pick an underdog in 5, and it's going to hit, and we will never hear the end of it. But yeah, I think the stage is set. We could go ahead and head over to the booth. It is going to be the Spate man himself and the Little Birds fanboy. It's going to be me and Feisty heading over to the booth. Aaron, we're going to get you some rest, and we will head into the booth to get you guys all set for the action.
Boy, oh boy, do we have a game ahead of us, my friend. Do we have a Yap session? This might be the second coming of the Yappening of 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I had the PowerPoint presentation all set for why Spate was going to three-peat here and why they are the 96 Bulls of SCS, but we'll have to save that for a later date. I do think that this is going to be a very tough matchup, despite the perceived gap between these two teams. Yeah, Little Birds are going to be able to really kind of shock Spate, but dude, I mean, TNT, explosive, Pigeon, flying high, Kevin, doing Kevin things. They have been absolutely locked in from the jump. They came in as a team through qualifiers that were the 9th seed, went all the way and won the grand finals, came back and had to be another kind of underdog in their group. I believe they're the 3rd seed in their group, won out their group, made it to playoffs as the 1 seed, went all the way through it again, and went back-to-back regionals, and they went from 9th in points to now being 6th for championship points. Not just for the major, for the championship. They came in as a team that missed a whole split, came in as a 9th seed for the regional, or for the major, and are now in contention for a top 5 spot in the championship. It's real tough to knock this team, but Little Birds, they have been consistent. They have been consistently growing as well. So I think that this is going to be a tough test for Little Birds, but definitely a test that I think that they can step up to.
Especially when they got Heps stepping in, my friend. I believe Heps is playing today.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny that you said they got to shock the Spate team, because that's who we're looking for right now. Is we're looking to see where Shocks went. That's we got Jer Bear, Shocks, and Heps in the lobby currently. I believe is who's going to be the squad that plays. And then obviously, Pigeon Kevin TNT. That's going to absolutely be the squad that is representing Spade over there. Now, my biggest thing is on this squad. I would have preferred to have seen Spoods with Jer Bear and Shocks. I think those 3. That was the 3 that took down Silly Billies. That was the 3 that swept Silly Billies. But Hep stepping in is a refreshing change, on top of the fact that we have seen Shocks play through this last regional, who is insane, by the way.
Yeah.
Literally insane player. So we are just waiting to see what's going on. It seems that we've got they're trying to get a hold of Shocks currently. We got Pigeon, who was here and left.
Hitting the free play, making sure the mechanics are tight.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else. I just see Shocks and I think Heps. I think Jer Bear is here as well. So
I was going to say, I did not see Jer. I thought that Ben was Spoods from last regional, if I am not mistaken.
That could be it.
So we may have Spoods and Shocks here, and we're waiting on Jer Bear.
Okay, that could be
because I think that Shocks is subbing in for Heps for this go round, but Heps is still on the roster, so we will see them here shortly. We're just waiting for everyone to give the okay.
Oh no, we're not. We're not okay.
No, of course not. As soon as I say that we're okay, we're not okay. It's the we're cooked, we're back loop all over again.
Yeah, exactly. We're cooked. No, we're good. No, we're cooked. No, we're out. No, we're good.
We're cooked. We're back. We're cooked. We're back. No. But yeah, I mean, I liked what I saw at the Little Birds when we did see them in the last one. And you and I, we were chatting in the background in the DMs and talking about most improved teams. And it's kind of the conversation of Walmart Gaming, who we do not see here in the top 16, unfortunately, but they have kind of had a rise into being into that top 10 conversation when they are making it to the main event. But Little Birds has been so consistent in their grind up the leaderboard. They were going from getting first rounded in a lot of the playoffs and barely squeaking in through Swiss to now being the 1 or 2 seed out of their groups, making it through that round 1. And like you said, they made top 4 last go around. So this is a steadily improving team, but with steady improvement means that you are going to have tougher groups because they are in an absolute gauntlet of groups, as you have Empty Space, Spate, Little Birds, and Evolve. Now, Evolve, they are already 0-3 and out of this.
They are completely 0-3.
Unfortunate to them. Unfortunate to them. But Empty Space currently 2-0, Spate 1-0, Little Birds 1-1, with that loss being to Empty Space in 4. Now, do you expect Spate to be tougher or similar competition to Empty Space for this Little Bird squad?
I would think that in terms of if we're talking those two teams specifically, Spade is tougher. Spade is definitely tougher than Empty Space. Like, not to say that Empty Space is bad, and by any means. But I think just from just recency bias, what we're gonna have to call it is I do think that Empty Space is a tougher team than or not Empty Space. Spade is a tougher team given the recent results they've gotten. But if you look at the roster of Empty Space, I mean, dude, on paper they're pretty close to not, I wouldn't say even, but they are very close in skill. If not, I think that the recent skill that Spade has is probably better, but the longevity that the Empty Space guys have and that probably have been in this space it outweighs the new Spade roster.
Yeah, definitely. I think that there's an argument on paper that you could put Empty Space and Spade relatively close.
Yes.
But I think, like you said, in terms of results, Empty Space, they didn't make a top 16 in Regional 1. They got into the top 16 and were able to make playoffs in Regional 2. They got beat in, I believe, 5 or possibly 6 to Pirates on a Bot. Don't remember exactly the outcomes of last regional for them, but I do know that they were able to make it to quarterfinals, got bounced out then. Spade, obviously, they were able to make it all the way through to grand finals and win it. But yeah, I feel like when you just take a duo of Kevin and TNT, this is kind of the Pirates on a Bot argument, right? You have a really solid, bordering great duo in Kevin and TNT, and then you throw a player like Pigeon on that squad, and it just elevates you. It elevates you to the next level. And I feel like it's a similar team composition as Pirates on a Bot, who were a lot of people's like clear-cut number 2, but those waters have muddied a bit as we've kind of progressed through that. You know, we don't really know who our number 1 is anymore. And I think that Spate is definitely in the running with a few other teams for that number 1 spot. And as it stands, being back-to-back regional champs really makes your argument that much greater.
Right. I think we are seeing that Heps is actually going to pop in here. So
makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah, that does make things a lot more interesting. So that would be Jerbear, Spoods, and Heps, right? That would be the squad that plays.
Yeah, because I think that it's Shocks that has just
vanished.
Yeah.
has just completely.
Poof, gone. He spaghettified out of existence. Yeah.
What does that even mean? What are you talking about?
Sorry, that's a Loki deep cut for all of my Marvel fans out there, you know.
Good lord. Well, I mean, the thing is, can Heps even join this lobby? I don't think he can. With Shocks just like here taking up a space, he can't even join, right?
I mean, well, we just had one person join, so I'm assuming. Oh
Yeah,
no, well,
no.
yeah, no, because it would be.
Yeah,
I honestly do not know.
Guys, Pigeon left, so with Pigeon joining back. Yeah, we'd have to reset the lobby.
Yeah, we would indeed have to reset the lobby. This is lots of chaos here for it being the final regional and everyone trying to find out how to.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we'll have to remake server. Yeah. It's all good. Again, like I said, it's not an SCS broadcast if you don't have a few hiccups on the Saturday broadcast, because hiccups on Saturday means flawlessness on Sunday, and that's all that really matters, right? Is that we have flawlessness on Championship Sunday for both the teams and setting up all the matches.
It is what it is. At this point, we got everybody here, though. Shocks has been booted out. The lobby shit. Well, no, Shocks has not been booted out.
I think that we're gonna have to.
All right, so new info and everything.
Yeah, well, it'll have to be completely new and just abandon Shocks in a server, and when they finally operate back into existence, they'll be like, "Hey, we're supposed to be playing a match right now. Where is everyone?" Yeah, we will get that up here shortly.
Yeah, one moment. Let me. All right, we got Prod hopefully leaving that lobby real quick so we can get a new one set up. Other than that, I mean, we should be good, right? Like they've got a full squad. So
Yeah,
we got that taken care of.
We should theoretically be good. Just looking through, with Silly Billy's FFing the group stage, Board has made it through 9-3 as the one seed in that Group A, which was another new entry to the SCS competition, which is very interesting. Well, like we were saying on the last booth / desk that we did before, that's 6 through 10 spot are all within like 4 points of each other, which is absolutely insane that everything is so wide open. It looks like everyone is ready and raring to go as we get kickoff on game number 1 between Spate Esports and Little Birds.
Now, finally, that we're actually here in the lobby, ready to go. What do we think with Hep stepping in? I mean, obviously, this Little Bird squad is good all the way around, but their best performing results have been with Shocks, surprisingly, not Hep. So do you think that this could be a breath of fresh air for the guys, or do you think it might be a change of pace that they need to step up to this Spate roster, or do you think it may slow them down just slightly?
I think it definitely helps you more than it hurts you, right? Heps will definitely raise the floor of your mechanical ability as a trio. We don't see very many super mechanical G golly willikers. It's a flip reset into a double tap, musty psycho, whatever. You know, we don't see a lot of mechanics chained together and used efficiently on the side of Little Birds. They play more team style oriented offense, which has led them to the results that they've gotten. But I think that Heps adds that wow factor to your team. It adds a little bit of spice to your offense that is going to be a bit unpredictable for either side. You know, playing with a new teammate, you got to know how to read them and what their tendencies are and how they rotate. But I think that overall, it's going to be a big plus going up against this Spate roster that can kill you with the team plays and can kill you mechanically. And Heps coming in and killing him on the goal line. That one was just a poor touch coming across from TNT. They want to take possession and launch that over to the other corner, and Heps, too quick on the 50, gets a dunk there to open up the scoring.
Now, obviously, early on, you want to take the lead against a squad like Spade here. You want to have at least that little cushion, whether it be a goal or two or just momentum. You know, this squad is going to ride their own momentum as they've now won a couple regionals. So the biggest thing is not to give up possession, or I think get overzealous on the pitch. Oh my Lord, Spood almost got that pre-flip right there. Did you catch that momentarily?
Almost, but to no avail. Heps was looking for a little bit of a solo play. Spoods might have another shot on target. Pigeon able to backflip and save it on the goal line, but Jer Bear able to come in for the dunk. And we almost saw another elite goal line defensive play like we saw in the last series, but TNT just got to there a split second too late. Little Birds open up this game number 1 with a 2-0 scoreline in their favor.
Again, you got to build that cushion. You want to build just the big gap between the quote-unquote better team, whether it be on paper, in rank, you know, what have you. You want to just get ahead as soon as you possibly can. And right now, I think Little Birds are doing a great job of that. We just get to halftime. They've got 2 goals on them. It's going to be a lot here. And I think holding on to possession and keeping that pressure is really what's going to, you know, create a lot of mileage for the side of Little Birds. Spate, they've got to be able to get out of their own half with a bit of a favorable look. Because right now, I don't think they've had one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely the looks on offense have been very frugal for them, as this one might be a double tap attempt. It ends up being a pass over to Kevin. And as we talk about the lack of offense, it comes through there. 2:01 on the clock. You get their first goal in for the side of Spate. And it's a nice little double tap play from Pigeon to set up Kevin on an open net. And all you have to do is just not miss it. They did that successfully.
Hey, that's a lot harder than you think it is, big dog.
Oh. It's extremely hard.
Back flipping right there. It looks like Heps tried to get through the offense, or at least the approaching offense. Now Spoods is going to have to give their own chance to get out of the orange, and it's tough right now. Boost on low for the Little Birds. TNT's looking at a double, but it's actually a own goal. The Little Birds decided they were going to put it in for them, a charity goal to the side of Spate to tie us up.
Yeah, you call it a charity goal. No one is back to make a play. You got to dive for that and try to make something. Unfortunately, that goes into your own net, but now Spate, a little bit of a gift to them to get this one all equal here. As we tick down to the final 90 seconds, the offense has been starting to develop slowly. As we've seen sometimes in a lot of these matches for Spate, they have to get going relatively later on into the series, usually about the halfway point of game 2, as Pigeon, a little bit of a pre-flip shot there, almost finding in the back of the net. Now Kevin trying to take it off the backboard. Pigeon floating around. We saw that find success in their last regional run where Pigeon just pre-jumps and floats in the lane, able to predict everyone, does not connect there. TNT off the backboard, trying to get a pinch past Heps, but Heps right there. 2 men go on the side of Spate to shut down the push from Heps. Now Spoods at the midfield. Big 50 and a second touch comes out. Jerbear now with a little bit of possession, trying the dribble play out of the corner. Heps now has to take over. Big clear out into the opposite. Jerbear now, solo play opportunity, turns it into a passing play, and Spoods denied on the goal line. Now looks to Pigeon to try to lead the charge down the other way. Stifled out at the midfield. Kevin now with plenty of boost in the tank, try to make something work. Heps, one touchdown in the corner. Now pop over Pigeon, stalls out a bit. Leaves an opportunity for Kevin to now get things started on offense.
Bump right there too. Spoods needs some control, at least to the mid, but can't get it as far. Pigeon down to Kevin. Kevin with a shot, and the goal is just wide open. Jerbear was trying to play the defense on the backboard there, and I appreciate the vision on that, because Jerbear's thinking, okay, Kevin's jumping, it could go high, but that missed opportunity on the challenge will leave the net wide open. They take the lead just at the end of game number 1 here. 12 seconds left, Spate up by 1.
3-goal swing in about 2 minutes. Heps looking for some late game heroics. Spoods down below, now trying to get a 50 win. They get it against TNT to the backboard. Pigeon and Kevin gonna launch this one downfield. Heps now trying to keep this one alive. Has to try to go coast to coast with no boost. Try to get it over to a teammate, but Spate are going to clobber the ball, spike it down, and they get a game 1 win. Call it charity from the other team. Call it a comeback, but 3 straight for them to go ahead and take this game 1 win. Never doubted for a moment.
That was charity, bro. Come on now. That was charity. Spoods was feeling grateful to hand over 1 singular goal right there.
And that was their downfall.
Yeah, right. That was, but you are right. In that moment, like, Spoods had to go. Nobody was back. It was going to be an awkward defense anyways, especially when you're looking the opposite direction while trying to defend a ball off the back wall. So it's just tough. All right. Legendary bathroom break.
Yeah, the bathroom ice.
Yeah, the bathroom ice from Pigeon. That's crazy. So, again, we move into game number 2 here. I don't think Little Birds look bad at all in game number 1. The only big glaring mistake, well, 2 of them really, was the own goal from Spoods, and then that wide open net where Jerbear was covering high and didn't have a defender in front of them. So I think right now that's the only big thing they need to kind of tighten up on, and they need to seal. Otherwise, they were doing good. Offense looked great while they were in the zone. Unfortunately, they just could not produce the way that Spade did on the opposite end.
Yeah, I think that the tough thing that a lot of these teams have to try to combat against Spate is their ability to come back in games. They just find a way. They find a way to make the game competitive up until the very last second, and it's tough to try to combat that. And as we head into game 2, if Little Birds can find a way to get that cushion again, but this time just not let the avalanche of goals for Spate find the back of their own net, they can stay competitive in this series. And going forward, You have a chance to take the win in the series, but it's going to be a uphill battle against this Spate squad. Kevin having to make a save right off rip. No offense on the follow-up. This is just a big clear downfield to open things up. Opening 10 seconds looked promising for the side of Little Birds, but now having to play some defense in their own half. Pigeon gets figured out by Heps. TNT right back on it from the midfield. Now trying to read this one on the waterfall, taken away by Jerbear. It's a big clear out. Now look to Kevin to try to find some offense for Spate here early.
I am looking at some results right now, and I'd like to let you know that the Bean Boys beat the Peeps in Game 5. Huh?
Shout out Bean Boys.
Shout out Bean Boys. Back to the action, though. I mean, that's crazy. Opening minute is kind of slow right here in our game. Little Birds trying to get out of their own half, something we saw not exactly early on in the first game, but towards the end. Spoods is up. I like the defense right there. It's over to Kevin. Oh! And Heps with the stretch. Unfortunately, is not Stretch Armstrong enough. Could not get the block on that ball. 1-0 to the side of Spate.
Kevin with that first touch makes it seem like it's going to be more heavy-handed, and then just kind of hits its little weave out to the left and follows it into the far post. Heps not able to catch back up to it. Great play from Kevin on the possession to open up the scoring here for Spate. They find themselves out in front by 1 early here. Pigeon leaves it up for a teammate, able to grab some boost. Now they take to the skies for themselves. A little bit of possession and glue on the front of their car. Over to TNT. TNT shot just too high to the backboard, cleared out by Heps. Jerbear on the clear downfield. Kevin now uses their own backboard, gets back into the hands of Pigeon. Pigeon just flings it to the side wall, tries to find a good 50. Heps over the top, over to Jerbear. Jerbear has a double lined up. Can they sink the shot? No, but Heps down below, able to find the cleanup shot, and they equalize very, very quickly and efficiently here.
I agree. That was just excellent sight there from Heps to go ahead and clean up goal number 1 for the side of Little Birds here in game number 2. They've got to be able to keep this momentum now. I mean, obviously teams tied. There's not a lot that can be gleaned from that, but you stifled that lead. You kind of hushed the hum of confidence on the opposite side of the pitch. Can you to continue to answer back as loudly as they did throughout that game number 1? That defense on the back wall and the bump on the team is not going to be what you want. Heps is awkward. Back wall defense has got to come in. Spoods is able to get it to the side, gets a nice clear out, and even though it was dangerous, those Little Birds' wings are still flapping away.
Yeah, Pigeon almost comes out with a huge dunk to respond here and get themselves back up by 1. Feels like we've been living in this orange half as Heps has to dive and make yet another save for the side of Little Birds. Pigeon right there on that sidewall, able to get it back over to the hands of TNT, but 50 out by Jerbear. Jerbear again, another big 50. Kevin pre-jumping the touch, able to get one there. Pigeon now deleted off the pitch. Kevin with no boost, just trying to get this one out of their own half, relieve some of that pressure that was starting to build. TNT beat out over the top. Pigeon was last man to go. Kevin needs to scramble back and make a save. They do so, use their own backboard, find their savior medal here in game number 2. Big 50 out of the corner, going to lead to something for Spoods. Spoods gets 50'd out. Jerbear now to the back wall, looking for 2. Kevin going to take away that read. Heps now, last man back. Plenty of boost to work with. Jerbear over to Spoods. Spoods to the skies, has Heps down below, looking for the bump. Big 50 on the goal line, but no one available on the side of Little Birds to clean up. These all-out plays with no one to clean up the shot have been detrimental to Little Birds. They should have had multiple goals by now. Oh my goodness, blocked by your own teammate. And Spate pull away from a very dangerous situation. I'm on the back line, going to turn this into a 2v2 for the moment. Pigeon able to get a 50 win. It falls right back into the hands of Heps. Heps able to use that gutter perfectly, able to wave dash onto it, get some speed momentum behind them. Right big back, speedy to the ball. They're going to get one, and they might have to play here. TNT is shot denied. Oh, my goodness. Finally, Spoods going to find the back of the net for Little Birds, as that was yet another all-out play that finally you crept forward and sent the blitz, was able to find the back of the net on that one.
That is just insane to me, the way we just saw that, like, just progression play happen. Little Birds getting the goal there is massive. Spoods is not in the best position to stretch right there, but does manage to get it away, even though he's crossing the net with the ball. That is terrifying to be in right there. It uses all the boost, which I respect, all the way downfield. Leaves Heps a chance. Jerbear just has to go for the shot. Unfortunately, won't be able to find purchase on it, but they keep the ball alive in the blue. This is important for Little Birds. The way they've kind of played the possession game in the opposite side of the pitch has been crucial here on Forbidden Temple. But that could have been dangerous. They narrowly escaped that one, but the ball for them needs to leave the orange now.
Yeah, they get it down into blue territory as we tick down to the final 30 seconds. Pigeon off that back wall, able to keep it away from the attacker on the side of Little Birds. Hep's going to have a free look to just sling this one to the sidewall. TNT able to turn on that one quickly. Has Kevin down at the midfield. Back over to TNT. TNT went for the slow play. Beat out by Jerbear. Pigeon over the top, trying to guide this one down in, but Heps makes a clutch save. It's back over. Pigeon looking for the redirect, but ends up blocking their own teammate. And as seconds tick down, you need a 0-second goal here. It might be Pigeon, but Little Bird's gonna deny it. And we now have an equal series between these two, Little Birds and Spate.
How you feeling over there, big dog?
I'm sweating a little bit, but it's just hot. It's just hot. It's just hot. I'm not worried. It's just a little hot. I got my PC going. I got these lights on. It's just it's a little hot over here.
Yeah, we can John about the fact that you just lost game number 2. It's okay.
It was a 1-goal game. And
so was game number 1, by the way. I'm not sweating. You don't seem worried about it.
Yeah, but it was a 1-goal game where Spate had to come back 3 goals straight, unanswered by the Little Birds.
This guy will yap about it. He's getting paid to yap about his own team right now. That's crazy.
Hey, bias aside, Pigeon has been one of my favorite players throughout the whole SCS. No matter the team he's been on, he's been one of my favorite players to watch. So, there's a little bit of bias baked into it now, but I also just like Pigeon. And, Kevin and TNT, my CRL background, I love those guys. I love them to death. So it's just a great team of guys.
Yep. And that's what, I guess what sells me on, Little Birds so much is through the first regional when they had Yokes. Big Colorado fan. You know what I'm saying? Big Colorado fan, because got to represent the West somehow. It's one of our best teams. But okay. Hold on now. Spoot said 7 seconds in, casters shut up and talk about the fact that we're up 1-0.
Yeah, it just casually puts it opposite post, upper 90. The placement couldn't have been any better. So, Little Birds, they woke up. They got that 3-goal swing against them in game number 1. They said, not again. We're not doing it. It's wins only from here on out. As Heps, it's a big win on the 50. Jerbear down below, and that is 2 straight in the opening 18 seconds for the side of Little Birds to now find themselves with a cushion.
It feels good. It feels real good over here. Nice and posted up, cozy. Taking a rest as we fluff the pillow on the side of Little Birds here too. Oh, it hasn't even been 30 seconds, Somber. Wake your team up, big dog. Make this a series.
It's not my team; it's Spate's team. So, we're just. I don't know. They gotta wake up. They gotta find a way. Game 1, they started to kind of wake up as they found the go-ahead goal, but then it's just been kind of same old as we cruise through game 2, and now the opening minute of game number 3. Gotta start cooking. But like I said, this team, they take a bit to find their groove, but once they find it, they are a tough team to beat, as that one rattles around the woodwork. It's going to be Spoots keep this one in the blue half, but no pressure on Pigeon. They're going to have plenty of time and space. Now take this to the air, drop it off to Kevin. Kevin, soft touch, flip reset over the defense, but it finds its way to Jerbear on that backboard, playing great defense. Now they have plenty of boost. Spoots take over. Heps shot off target. TNT here's it downfield, trying to find Kevin, who's cherry picking just a bit. Pigeon goes as last man, going to leave this thing open for just a moment. Heps can't connect on the shot. Kevin gets over to the sidewall, tries to beat out Spoods. And it's now back over into the hands of Pigeon, who gets absolutely dunked on that back wall. Jerbear now finding themselves in the corner, lurking around, trying to find some kind of touch, but a 50 out Find its way back to the midfield for Spoods. Heps
Oh.
trying to go straight down off that backboard. Going to leave a lane for Kevin over to Pigeon. We've seen the connection go the opposite way. Does not find itself a goal going that way around. Kevin able to intercept the passing lane. Jer Bear right back on it. And again, Kevin stuffs it through and TNT. Cherry picking downfield. Finds the first goal for Spate.
That's a wide open net and a big time rotational mistake right there for the side of Little Birds. And you hate to see it, honestly. You hate to see the fact that throughout all these rotations, it's hard to nail down when you need to just go back because you had all that pressure just built up in the blue. And for a split second, that cut on the side of Spade was so important and crucial that they were able to strike while the iron was hot. That puts them up at least a goal in this series, or in this game, almost 2 right there. But we're ticking really, really close to halftime, and it took them almost 2.5 minutes to score their first goal, Somber. I am not sure that I'm too impressed currently with the way Spade is playing this game 3.
Yeah, you would like to see them have found a response earlier in the game, but a response does come nonetheless. Now they have to find the equalizer. Up to TNT now, trying to make something happen there at the midfield. Kevin just gets a touch to keep this one on the orange half. Gets a pre-flip off that sidewall, but it's right into the hands of Heps. And Heps has been that X factor for Little Birds. They have been leading the charge on a lot of these 50 wins, on a lot of these pressure plays that have found success for the side of Little Birds. Gotta find a way to contain them heading now into the final minute 45. Time starts to tick down. You got more pressure building on this blue half. Pigeon will get a win over the top. TNT gets a big boost grab and a demo. Traded demos. Kevin gets pre-flipped by Spoods, and that one could have been the equalizer, but now it's a shot down field going the other way. Pigeon now able to collect with a little bit of boost. Takes to the ceiling. Spoods tries to ceiling challenge them. Does so successfully, but is right back down in the hands of TNT. Wins out that 50. And they get another. They can, but it's a win out this time by Jer Bear. They're able to beat Kevin off that sidewall. Pigeon takes it over the top. Heps now has to play to the backboard. Does so successfully. Kevin rotating back around. Gets deleted for their efforts. TNT low boost. Last man back. Kevin on the respawn. Has to try to get the block, but Spoods over the top. Able to get another go-ahead goal. 2-goal cushion yet again for the side of Little Birds.
Hey, I got some other little updates for you here. La Familia, they 3-1 Blazar, and unfortunately that led to Blazar forfeiting out of the tournament. And No Idea have 3-2 over Patty Formula. So we've got some stuff shaking up. And I also believe we have a tiebreaker that's almost completely down to the wire. We have to skip head-to-head and everything as we go up by 3 on the side of Little Birds. It is 4-1, 50 seconds left. These guys are just making that cushion even softer in their favor.
Yeah. You know, it pains me to see it. My bias and my ego are taking a beating here, but still a 5-game series. Still got plenty of time. You got about 40 seconds left here to try to find some momentum goals, try to figure out a late game plan heading into what will now be game number 4 as time starts to tick down. Final 30 seconds. Try to find something to cling on to heading into game 4. Possibly your final game. Pigeon flew on the front of their car, but taken away by Spoods. The lockdown defense from Little Birds has honestly been shocking and very impressive.
I'm telling you, dude, that's the biggest argument here right now for the most improved team throughout these regionals. From the first one played down to this, third one here, it has been nothing short of impressive what this Little Bird squad has actually been able to accomplish. So seeing the way they're kind of taking it to teams like Spade and even Silly Billies, it is wonderful to see as a longtime fan.
I gotta pose this question though.
Okay, all right, pose it. I'm here.
Going out and getting Heps isn't that kind of KD to the Warriors?
I mean,
Little Birds, you swept Silly Billies, and you already had a great team, and now you're just going out and getting Heps. That's a little greedy. I don't like that. That's a little greedy.
Oh, this guy.
It's a little greedy. I don't like it. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. I love seeing Hebs on this team. I think, like I said, the mechanical ability that Hebs brings just elevates this whole squad. But Spate, they're now on double match point. They're gonna have to win 2 straight. We saw the favorite do this in game 1. Do we see it happen here again? Do Spate have it in them to win 2 straight against how this Little Bird squad is winning or looking?
They're gonna have to step it up this game, brother. Like they are gonna have to absolutely lock in game number 4 here. If they don't, I don't know, man. But pushing it to a game 5 for Little Birds, definitely not in their favor, in my opinion. Taking Spate the distance in a series probably is something you do not want to do. So it's a caliber thing. You got to think of the caliber of roster you're playing against. So if they're able to at least halt the back-to-back champions here, that's extremely good. Puts a lot of momentum underneath them moving through the rest of this group bracket. But again, your double match point, you're right there at the finish line. You've got to push through. Do not slow down now.
Yeah, and a win here over Spate would theoretically tie them in group and give them the tiebreaker over them. So they would get favorable seeding heading into that round 1 playoff match to then qualify for top 8, making their late push for better seeding in the regional that much easier theoretically. But they do have a tough test ahead. Spate, they have been a team that has been able to come back and win when it matters the most. It matters a lot right now because this could put you at 1-1 and lead Little Birds to a 2-1 score in their groups. Gonna see a lot of offense being played from both these sides. I am anticipating an absolute shootout here and an absolute show to be put on for game number 4 here in Utopia Coliseum. As it started off with some demos and early pressure for both sides, but now it's TNT looking to quickly shoot on net, taken away by Heps. Pigeon, another quick shot, taken away by Jer Bear. TNT shot straight into the defender. Kevin now having to scramble back on low boost. Grabs that corner, now takes the ceiling, gets a pinch downfield. Pigeon looking for the redirect, puts it into the orange corner. Heps there to clean up. Now looking infield for a teammate. Jer Bear getting bumped. And again, the tight rotations on defense have kept this one scoreless in the opening minute.
And that's wonderful to see. I am absolutely, I was gonna say I'm absolutely ecstatic to see that we haven't been scored on the side of Little Birds. Good clear down the field. Can we find something else? No. Unfortunately, the squad cannot. It will be a scoreless minute here in game number 4, which honestly, in my opinion, Somber, will favor your team currently, as the last game, it was 2 before they even reached 30 seconds. Jer Bear looking for Heps, though, won't be able to find him.
Yeah, definitely a big turnaround in the opening minute. They have really kind of locked down and locked in a little bit, tightened up the gameplay just a bit. It was a bit sloppy in the opening games, but looking a lot better. I say that as a team bump comes out. TNT was this one dangerously. Pigeon now low boost, just trying to get a beat over Jer Bear. Does so successfully, but still no boost, just trying to find something. Able to get a big boost grab. Now leads Spoods and Heps to be low. Kevin, a little bit of boost in the tank, trying to make something happen now out of the corner. Pigeon, 1 touchdown, trailing this one, might have something coming around that corner, over to Kevin, and we see that connection happen yet again. It's Pigeon to Kevin to open things up for the scoring.
It's refreshing, right? Refreshing for you to see that Spade is able to lock in and at least get goal number 1. Almost 2 minutes of gameplay gone by, and Little Birds, the defense finally cracked from game number 3, and what an all-important time. Beautiful boost grab right there as well. Jer Bear is going to be stuck real awkward on defense here. Low boost situation. It's going to be tough for them to get out of their own half. Kevin looking for a pass, maybe, lateral over to TNT. TNT needs just a bit more boost in the tank to probably make a shot there. Unfortunately, can't. Spoods just looking to carry it down the corner. No teammate in the middle to pass. Heps, good challenge. Kevin looking for some more possession. Unfortunately, won't find it. But again, Little Birds are not giving up here. Heps, how did you find that? Did you see the drift on the wall to maintain car control right there? Insane.
Yeah, that's what you get from a player like Heps. Is they're not only offensively mechanically gifted, they have the smoothment, right? They know how to recover so well, keep the momentum behind them, and stay on plays that otherwise would be over for a lot of other players. And it's Spoods now ripping a quick shot on target, saved away by Kevin and Pigeon. cleared out into the corner. Bear tries to get something central. Spoods right back on it. Pigeon just going to bang this one downfield to the sidewall. Can't make contact on it from Bear. Gives a lane to Pigeon. Pigeon almost over the top of Heps, but they were able to 50 that one out into the corner. Now back into the hands of Spoods. Not able to maintain possession throughout that. Pigeon now 2 touches out of the corner with the corner read. Bear. It's a pop high. Spoods down below, trying to get it downfield to Heps. Might just be a little bit out of their reach, but they somehow manage a shot out of that. Kevin pops up to Pigeon. Pigeon, a little bit too much momentum behind that. Can't make the stretch to it. TNT 50'd out. Pigeon now on the opposite side of the pitch. Demo on the back line. Might be advantageous actually for Little Birds as they're now going to have 3 people on defense. That one cleared out. TNT, quick shot. Saved by Spoods there. Kevin now off the sidewall looking for a ceiling pinch. Goes the wrong direction into the hands of Heps. Pigeon just trying to cause havoc there. Big 50 and a demo comes through. Be right into the hands over to Pigeon now. Pigeon, solo play opportunity. Dumps it off to TNT. TNT flick past one. Can't find the follow-up. Right now, Spate putting on immense pressure.
And they really are. They're holding it down here to 1 goal. Oh, wait, that's a great touch. There's the goal there. That was an all-in attack from Little Birds that actually managed to work. And I'm really surprised that Heps touch right there set up Bear perfectly to get that goal. 36 seconds left. And honestly, I was sweating because I thought we had game 5. And it could end here.
I believe in the ice. Pigeon now with a solo play. Now off the ceiling. 2 touches down. Couldn't quite find the negative angle shot. Very tough for Pigeon to try to go for that. They almost found it in the back of the net. TNT now with low boost trying to find something. Pigeon comes swarming in. Kevin going to play this one over to TNT. TNT can't make contact with the ball. Kevin, great 50 out. TNT into the corner. Goes the wrong way. Pigeon and Kevin both went all out. Pigeon now trying to buy some time in the corner. Try to force overtime. They do so successfully. Fate of the series will be decided by golden goal as Spate opt for overtime. Pigeon now with a full tank of boost coming out of the corner. Has Heps off the ceiling. Wins out the 50. Bear has to put that one over to safety in their own corner. Kevin 50 down to TNT. TNT shot wide into the corner. Pigeon keeps the pressure on. TNT might be able to find a bump. Tries to go for the Doomsy. Interrupted by Heps. Finds Spoods downfield. And what a play from Spoods.
Yo, shout out. Hold on. Shout out Christian RL in the chat. Called it 3-1 for Little Birds. Brother, somebody call an ambulance, but not from me. Call it. He's dead. Get him out of here. Somebody put him on a stretcher. That's fine. Right, baby. That's right.
It's fine. Feisty. Remind me just how many regionals Little Birds has won.
Okay. Hey, that's in the past. What happened right now, brother? We're right now. This is today.
I mean,
this is today. This is today right now. The past doesn't matter. This is what we're talking about. What happened right now? What just happened, Stumber?
I'll take championship rings over a group win anytime.
Just tell me what happened. Please just recap that series for me. What happened?
Well, see, Spate were playing with their monitors turned off. And they kept it close. They were playing through audio only, and they had all the accessibility options turned on, so they had the menu narrator and.
That's 3, by the way, guys. We're on 3 excuses. We're on 3 excuses.
They played with the controllers upside down. They had one of the batteries out. No. In all seriousness, that was a great display from Little Birds and Heps, man. I think that if Shocks didn't just apparate into thin air, that's a much different series with Shocks, because Heps led the charge on so many of the great plays. And I mean, as much as I too love the Little Birds squad, it does hurt a bit to see them take down Spate, but you still got playoffs. Your seeding is not secured for a major. You need to win more than just this game, but this does add a lot of momentum to them. And bias aside, GG's to Little Birds, because that was a absolute masterclass put on by them. And I know I'm never going to hear the end of it from you.
No, you will. Because right now, guys, we're gonna go ahead and throw it to a break as we get the next desk set up. But shout out Little Birds taking yet another win against a regional winning team. That is 2 now that they've beat through this SCS journey. So like I said, as we go to a break, we get ready for the next one. We'll continue to see more action later on in the evening. But from now, guys, don't go anywhere. You're not gonna want to miss this.
I can see it, but I still need it. Raise the line, you can take your time. Ready, set, go. Raise the time. Raise the line, you can take your time. Ready, set, go. Raise the time.
Feeling like I'm back, man, fighting like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I roam the night, saving hoes that are enemy. Louis belt them out, could pay a couple your utility. You see what time it is? It's time to buy the wall. Cause these fine ass girls came from mighty far. And these local ass ratchets, she's gotta have it. I'm calling rappers ass bouncing, cause all these carrots. Feeling like I'm back, man, fighting like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I run the night, send the night, send the night, send the night, ice. Raise the fuck up. Feeling like I'm back, man, fighting like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I run the night, saving hoes that are enemy. Louis belt them out, could pay a couple your utility. You see what time it is? It's time to buy the wall. Cause these fine ass girls came from mighty far. And these local ass ratchets, she's gotta have it. I call the rappers ass bouncing, cause all these carrots. Feeling like I'm back, man, fighting like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I run the night, send the night, send the night, send the night, ice. Raise the fuck up. Raise the fuck up. Raise the fuck up. Feeling like I'm back, man, fighting like my last chance. This Gotham City, you could go and call me Batman. I run the night, saving hoes that are enemy. Louis belt them out, could pay a couple your utility. You see what time it is? It's time to buy the wall. Cause these fine ass girls came from mighty far. And these local ass ratchets, she's gotta have it. I call the rappers ass bouncing, cause all these carrots. I'm taking slow down.
I will always be the one that's right here standing by your side. Open up your heart and let me in. I promise not to break you. I promise I'll be all that you want. So let me in my heart before. Let me in. Oh, your love explodes. Our heart explodes. Your love explodes. Our hearts explode.
welcome to the Spate Championship Series for round number 3. I'm Sporty FC. Joining me here is Hawkish. Yes, we have had a bit of a schedule issue there. We've been able to sort things out. Our next match will be Empty Space versus Spate. So, got a great best of 5. But again, due to the scheduling issues, Spate has already taken game 1 Hawkish. With only 2 wins away from their second win of the night. But for Empty Space, they want to kind of come back, bring things back, and take a third win and go perfect in their groups.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how this turns out. So with the 1-0 lead, you gotta think about the mentals and see, are they going to be able to climb back into the series, or are they going to maybe fall back behind? What do you think is going to happen here?
What we've been seeing so far, Empty Space has been that better team tonight, and for Spade, obviously having just lost to the Little Birds on this stream just last match, they kind of have a chip on their shoulder. They want to come back into this. They have a lot of energy, a lot of fire, I think, in their throats here, and they want to make sure it is all out on this field. At this point for these two teams, they both have guaranteed their spot into that final bracket, but seeding matters. Because if you can get that higher seed, you get a little bit of a better match. It's an interesting bracket in that, in that the Little Birds themselves, not exactly out of this just yet. They're in conversation as well. If Spate can win this match, especially if they can win it in a sweep, they can surpass the Little Birds by game differential, which is a pretty huge deal because that gives them a better seed. Again, they're only 2 wins away from doing that Hawkish, so in a really good position to do that, but I don't really want to wait too much longer for this. I want to get this match underway, and I want to see the great action here because it's Spate and it's Empty Space, and I don't think anybody could ask for a great match to end off the night because this match determines a lot to do with seeding.
Absolutely. So let's get this match underway. If we can get those boys into the map.
As you said, again, but again, you mentioned Mia kind of about how this match kind of looks. For you coming into kind of looking into this one here as well. I mean, is there anything that you're looking at specifically? Is there a player's name that kind of sticks out to you specifically that you're like, this player is the one that people should be looking out for? Because we've seen a lot of names tonight, a lot of players really show up, but as we enter game 2, is there anyone specifically that would be important for you?
I would say, with my name being Hawkish, I want to see how Pigeon does and see if he can hold up to the, aviary name and see if we can get some good play out of him. But we will see how they turn out. But now that we can get the guys starting to get loaded into the lobby, is there anyone that you're looking into?
I mean, I love that you mentioned Pigeon. Yeah, Pigeon's one of those fun players. He's exceptionally fun to watch. He's such a high mechanical player, but the player I really want to look at is Kevin. On Spate as well. Really fun player as well for Kevin. He's a top 1v1 player. He just played in the BGI solo series, made it to second place in the most recent event, one of the top 1v1 events right now. So he's a player to really look out for, but for Empty Space, I'm sorry we haven't really mentioned this team. It's 2 top 16 level players on that team, on Empty Space, and Crave and Gear. So with what we know out of these players, surely we can get some good action from them, because this is players who've been here, who've been around the league, who have been doing essentially everything in RLCS. It's just, can they do it here in Spade? It's a different league, a much tougher venture, but in many ways. But for them, they've already done it. They've done RLCS. It's a tough tournament. Now in Spate, they're finding success, but against a Spate team who has won the last 2 events, this is really where the kind of the Clash of the Titans, when people talk about the best teams out here, really the Clash of the Titans kind of falls down to it. And a lot of times, these matches on day 1 have an impact for what happens on day 2 tomorrow in that final bracket. That is saying that these teams will make it, which is no guarantee for Spate specifically, because they know for a fact we know for a fact they're going to have to play pretty well to get a good seed, but they got to win one more match after this. That's the scary part, that the playoff bracket begins after this match, right after it as well.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is that you never know what's going to happen, because at the end of the day, at any point, so one of these teams like Empty Space or Spade can really just pop off and really give us a really exciting game and really make us know that, like, hey, they're coming in here, they want to make their name known, they want to really get their name out there and really push the envelope on the other team, and they could really cause some upsets, and that's what I'm excited for here as we try to get this started. Really wanted to see if they're gonna give us what we expect, or is somebody gonna come out with some magic play out there? What do you think?
Yeah, well, we'll see what it is. Again, apologies there, everybody, for our delays here. Trying to make sure we get the players a lobby that they want here. Again, I really do truthfully apologize for that. But while we do sort things out, while we do get things set up and underway here, Hawkish, it's again, it's been great to be here for Spade. I'm sure for all of you watching out there, this is gonna be a fun time because, I mean, again, Little Birds themselves watching from the sidelines now. They've ended their night. Their record is currently, if I take a look at the bracket, their record is currently 2-1. So for Spade, record's 1-1. They can surpass them by game differential. But again, that is if they win those next 2 games. Win in a 3-0 sweep, they can pass by game differential. But 1 game loss, Empty Space will make sure that Spate stays at that 3rd seed. And for a team, again, that has won the last 2 events for Spate, what a surprise it would be to see this team struggle in this first, in this 3rd iteration of Split 2. It would be quite a surprise for a team that's won so often to struggle here.
No, absolutely. Has there been any teams that you have seen though so far in this tournament, Sporty, that really have caught your eye that maybe we weren't expecting anything of them going into it?
Well, I think a lot of people, I remember talking about before. Again, a lot of people. The first team I heard of was Mizzou. So many people talking about this Mizzou team being this top level team. They did just lose to last minute to get 3rd seed in the group. But people are saying don't count out Mizzou. This is a team that isn't a sleeper team by any means, and it's a team that overall, when they have their good days, they're unbeatable. So, if we were to see Mizzou coming up, they'd be another really scary team. But like another team that people are always talking about, Pirates on a bot. It's always a fun team to watch. Nitya and Lev, always really fun to see that duo work together because they've been teammates for so long. But right now, we're trying to get back into this lobby, everyone. As soon as everybody is ready, we'll be underway for, reminder, game number 2. Spate has already taken game 1 in this series, so they're already with an advantage. We go to game 2 to continue this match ongoing. As here we go. Game 2, the series, again, apologies for delays, now is underway, Hawkish. It is Spate, and it is Empty Space. A best of 5, and a lot of it will determine seeding for our playoff bracket. Here we go. Game 2 of our best of 5 series. It's Spate and Empty Space.
And there is Spate with the early touch off the backboard. Kazi tries to get it away. TNT is going to drive away as Kevin takes control, pushes it back up into the blue corner. Crave pushes it back up in the middle of the field. Here comes TNT coming in, trying to get another opportunity going for his TN. Here comes his shot just off the corner. Almost had it. That's a great opportunity. Nobody's back, but Crave misses an open net shot. That's not the greatest start for them going into this one. TNT now going to get this back into his corner, try to get it away from danger. He gets it 50 past 1. Craves a little bit out of position. This might be a good opportunity for them. But unfortunately, it gets away as now Pigeon keeps it up. And here is Spate keeping up the pressure early in this one. As Kazi tries to take control, the ball is still in the empty space corner. TNT back towards the middle of the field. Here comes his shot. Just a little bit off. Is able to get it away. Pigeon up now, gonna go for the solo play. He tries to get the pass off to TNT, but unfortunately can't quite get it. As now here comes Empty Space back the other way. Crave goes for a shot, doesn't quite get it. And now Kazi's trying to keep possession, gets it back over to the midfield. Up goes Pigeon, tries to get the second touch, but Og is there to meet them with TNT on the 50. Here comes TNT trying to get control, gets it past Og. Now here comes Kevin, tries to put it on target, but here is the 50 coming in from Kazi. Now back towards the corner. They're going to try to get it away from danger as Pigeon tries to keep up the pressure. Craig gets it back over to the other half. And now here comes Kevin back and forth, and it's a ping-pong affair so far, Sporty.
It is so far, and you mentioned as well, it's a lot of high-flying plays, but what I find so impressive about this is that Spade Esports is still feeling like that team that has a lot more of that possession, a lot more of that pressure, even with how long they've had to wait between Game 1 and Game 2. It's still that same Spade, high pressure, high push. Again, so tough to do that when a team has so little momentum to go off of, but they all haven't been erased, essentially from Game 1 by how long we were waiting for Game 2. I'm impressed that they are playing as if they've just come off that Game 1, that they are still playing with that momentum, and you can tell Empty Space, while they are dealing with it very well, Spade Esports are getting more chances. It's only going to be a matter of time before one falls in.
Absolutely, and they're just trying to keep poking at each other, try to get an opportunity back in their favor. Kevin's going to go for the pinch, but it goes quite not the way he was expecting. His Pigeon gets a great control off the ceiling. Here's Kazi back trying to clear it way over to Og. Og's going to take a shot, but it goes off the backboard. Over an opportunity for Crave, but TNT just gets to it and able to save that shot. As now Kevin tries to take control. Goes for the musty. It goes towards back to the corner. Kazi now trying to take control. Gets the 50 past 1. Tries to get it past 2, but TNT able to stop it. The pass over to Kevin. And Kevin with the shot. And here comes Spade with the early 1-0 lead.
I don't know if I would call it early, more so maybe fashionably late, but I don't think Spade Esports mind either way. They're up by 1 as that infield pass connects to Kevin. And as I said already, it was bound to happen. They were bound to find something with all the pressure they've had. Now the question is, can they continue it?
Absolutely, and you know Empty Space is going to try to get back into this one. They need to tie the game up now with only 2 minutes left. There's not a lot of time for them to make something happen, but they're going to try to get it going. As here's another touch goer as Spade continues to pressure. Kazi gets it away. TNT gets it back towards the midfield. Kazi keeps it up with a double touch. Kevin on the wall now trying to get it past Crave, who gets the beat. Here comes Og, but not quite enough as Pigeon's able to get it away. Pigeon tries to get control, but Og goes for the 50, and here comes Empty Space back. Ball over to Crave, who clears it away, back over to the Spade side. TNT gets it past 1. He's going to try to go for the 50, but Kazi does not fall for that, gets it past 1. Now Kevin, back and forth they go into Spade corner. Just one mistake could really alter the scoreline here. TNT now goes for control. There's a demo coming in from Kevin on Og. Perhaps what they need to break away. TNT goes for the touch. Try to get it to a teammate, but no one quite there to capitalize. As now we're hitting a minute mark. Sporty, can Empty Space do it? They're running out of time.
Here in game 2, Spade holding the pressure still. TNT blocked by Kamikaze. Og will keep it away, and so far from Spade, it's just a continuation of what we've already seen from them here in this match. Do you think they're mad? You think they're upset about that last loss they suffered on stream? They're here to turn things around as TNT cleared away again, but Spade Esports right now holding in the corner. Kamikaze, Pigeon keeping himself high. As TNT off the sidewall, second touch, no one jumped. TNT demolishes through Spade's defense, and no one's there to meet him.
And there goes the lead up to 2 for Spade. With 24 seconds left, you have to think this might be out of reach for Empty Space. They've gotten a couple shots off, 4 on the game so far, but nothing quite dangerous as there has been only 2 saves from Spade, meaning the shots haven't been quite on target. And now we're going to see now, can they make something happen late in this ball game? As Kazi tries to get the Cuxer, gets it over to the other half. A Pigeon there to meet it. Crave is going to try to beat the last one. Here comes the bump, but they don't quite get the play. And it has been the story for Empty Space so far. So close, yet not quite the cigar that they're looking for. And as Spade is going to take the 2-0 victory here and the 2-0 lead in the series.
2-0 for Spade. They're 1 game away from getting that second seed out of Group D. And what a performance against Empty Space after waiting so much time to get to this point. It has been a great performance, a great resurgence in some ways from Spade. To come back into the series and to take 2 games against a team that, reminder, has not lost yet tonight. Has not dropped a single series, and in many ways people are expecting to take the group in its entirety. But for Spade, while they can't guarantee themselves that point of getting out of their group, what they can do is they can guarantee a second seed with 1 more game win here, Hawkish. The ball is in Spade's court right now, and what they're doing is they're keeping possession, keeping the offense, and Empty Space doesn't really have much to say in return.
Absolutely, and it's going to be a close one because so far, we watched 1 game so far. We didn't get to see the scoreline of game number 1, but this was a very close affair. As you see, a very even output from TNT, Kevin, and Pigeon. You got 360 from TNT, then 308 from Kevin, down to 272 from Pigeon. Looking at the other side, they didn't quite have quite as much action on the ball, so it's looking like they need to get some offensive pressure going in the second game. Otherwise, they're going to find themselves in a really bad spot.
You're not wrong about that for Empty Space. Again, both these teams have already guaranteed that spot in the playoff brackets, but seeding matters for both these teams. It matters heavily. If you're stuck in that 3rd seed, you're playing against some of the scarier teams in this tournament. And as we all know, every team in this tournament is pretty scary. You don't want to play against those higher seeded teams, the teams that are feeling good on the day. But we go into game 3 with Spade have a chance to take the series in a sweep. 5 more minutes on the clock. Can they make it happen? Can they take the sweep? Can they surpass the Little Birds in their bracket? Or is it Empty Space to take it away? Crave off to a great start. And with 13 seconds in, Empty Space are on the board.
What a great shot from Craven. He said, hey guys, we're not out of this one yet. We can get the reverse sweep in this series, and we're going to start it here with Craven and shot. And now we're going to get into this next round of action as Team T tries to get it past one. Og gets the 50 beat. Kevin on the wall tries to control. Gets it past two of them, and now he's going to get the ball ready for the offense. Pigeon gets the pass off. They go for the shot, but Crave right there to meet him on the 50. TNT is going to try to meet him on the wall, but they did get bumped by Og as the ball is now in Spade's corner. Pigeon now trying to get the ball ahead, gets it past one. As you see the Spade attack try to get back in the same way that they were in game number 2. TNT going for the shot, but doesn't quite able to get it past Crave. As now here it comes Empty Space going back the other way. Pigeon, though, able to meet him and stop the offensive attack. Kazi goes for the 50. Now Kev is going to be able to try to get to this. Goes for the fake. Gets a bit past one. Crave tries to go for it and falls for it. And now Kazi, though, able to save Empty Space and get it away from danger. Is now Og taking it out, taking it around the corner. Gets it, tries to get it past Kevin, but not quite there. Kev waiting, but Crave gets the ball away. Og's going to take a shot, but just a little bit off target. Okay, there's a ball off the ceiling. They go for the 50, the double commit. And Spade able to survive that round of danger as now Empty Space trying to get it away from their half. TNT, though, has something to say about that. Almost gets the ball past Kazi. Here comes the touch. Back over to Pigeon, who goes for a shot off the backboard. But Crave with a great touch, but it's still in danger and not quite able to get it. As here comes the goal coming in from Kevin off his last touch. Great play by Pigeon to get it in a spot that Kevin can clean up. And that puts the game back on even terms. And we got a 1-1 ball game, Sporty.
And with Pigeon, I don't think that's any surprise. You mentioned about him. He's a bird name for a reason. This guy's known for his scariness in the air. He's always been an aerial-based player. And if you give a player like Pigeon free space, he will find ways to score. So, well, the last place that Empty Space wanted to see Pigeon was a free shot in front of the net up high in the air, but that's what they had to deal with. Pigeon's going to make them pay, and Spate right now have scored one back, and, you know, I was going to talk about how is Spate going to be able to respond to this, you know, getting scored on early. I don't know if they've had to deal with it yet this series. They didn't have to deal with it in game 2, but they're responding quite well because Kevin's got his second goal, and Spate Esports have flipped the lead in their favor.
Yeah, you're not quite sure what happened here to the defense. It's a double commit with the third teammate on the other halves. A bit of a just empty space there, waiting on defense. And not to throw the pun on their name, but what happened? Where was the rotation? It just seemed like a little bit out of sorts there by Empty Space. Maybe the communication wasn't quite there. Here comes a touch coming in from TNT. Almost gets it past on the pinch. Kazi, though, is going to try to control in the corner. Gets 50 by Kevin. Og, though, is going to take control. Try to get it back over to the Spade's half. Gets it past. Gets one more touch, but not quite what he wanted, as now TNT is going to take control. Going to try to get one man to beat, but not quite able to get to it, as here comes the pass coming in from Kevin over to his teammate, but nobody quite there to capitalize, as now here comes Empty Space back the other way. Crave, though, goes for the 50, doesn't quite get what he wants, as now Spade has an opportunity to get some action go. Here comes the shot over from TNT, and here goal number 3 for Spade and 2 on the night for Kevin, 1 for TNT, as we now have a little bit more offense than we saw last game.
And it's Spate who is winning all of it, as Og, he pushed up really high on that challenge there from Kamikaze. He was expecting the 50, I think, to die in that corner. It was the exact opposite. It pinched out midfield. It's a risk for Og to push up that high, but the reason why is if he sits back, it's going to give a shot to Spate. And right now tonight, Spate, when you give him a shot, will find ways to score. So Og, he's in a position where if he pushes up high, he risks that happening. If he pushes too low, there's not much he can really do. It's just a bad position overall here for Empty Space to deal with, and Spate takes care of it accordingly. Now up by 2 as we're inside those final 2 minutes, and Spate now very close to taking the series in a sweep, very close to securing that second seed out of Group D.
Absolutely, and right now Spade has just looked like the better team on the offensive half. Empty Space has had some opportunities, but their defense has just not held up as they find themselves in this 2-goal hole with a minute 30 left in the ballgame. They have to make something happen now. As Kazi's going to go for the solo play, goes for the double, doesn't quite get the reset that he wanted as the ball just careens a little bit away from him. Here comes Craig with another touch. And now the ball is careening back over to the Empty Space half. Once again, nobody quite in a position to take it over it as third man. As here comes a touch coming in from Spade. Another dangerous opportunity. Pigeon wants to get another goal on the board to secure this ball game. but not quite able to get it. As he pitches, gets one more touch. TNT's up in the air, goes for the touch, tries to take control of it now. Here comes Crave, wanting to get the ball away, but gets bumped out of the way as Kev takes control once again. But here he is. Oh, gets demoed out off the ball. And once again, Spate keeping up the offensive pressure. Empty Space just cannot get out of their half at the moment. Here comes TNT. One more touch. They're going to gotta go for the double. Doesn't quite get it as Kazi gets it past one. Pigeon ready to follow. Tries to get it past the defense, but not quite able to. Now we're coming up on 30 seconds. Empty Space has to clear this ball away. Og tries to go for it, but TNT keeping up the pressure once again for Spate. Just an onslaught of offense so far. Just cannot get out of the empty space half. Here comes Kazi with one more touch. Here's TNT going up for it. Tries to meet him in the air. Goes for the touch. Just doesn't quite get the follow. As here it goes, Crave now trying to get control. 10 seconds left in the ballgame. It looks like Spade has secured this, but anything can happen in the final seconds. But no, it's looking like it's going to be a Spade victory here, Sporty. A 3-1 ending.
In Game 3, it was 3-1. In the series, it's 3-0. And overall, it's Spate Esports. A win here over Empty Space. That's going to make things very interesting, because it means that they've now gotten that second seed. And Empty Space are now in that first seed, but only by just barely. In fact, actually, again, it really makes things even easier. Sorry, it doesn't make a second seed. It makes them first seed. They've now just gotten the first seed because they've taken it away from Empty Space with this win. So Hawkish, as we said, this Group D was an insane one. Things were going to change. Things have changed, and now Spate has guaranteed that they'll be here tomorrow from a team that lost the Little Birds. They've now played Big Brother to Empty Space and taken them down to now skip our first round of the playoffs, which I'm sure for Spate, being a team that has won every single time so far, they will not be complaining.
Absolutely. That was a great matchup of two of the better teams in the group, just going down to the wire, and it just seemed like Spate just had the advantage. It looked like they could just not get out of the empty space half. They were just keeping up that pressure over and over. The rotations were tight. They were getting those touches that they needed to get those goals on the board. And I don't know what happened to empty space defense, but they just couldn't get out of their half, Sporty.
They just couldn't. It seems like they had issues doing so. But the nice thing is for Empty Space, their run's not over. They get to play against Patty Formula in round 1 of the playoffs to get their spot into the quarterfinals. But for us, we're not going to be seeing that. We are going to be seeing La Familia versus the Little Birds up next on the Spate Championship Series. So while we go to a little break, we'll be back very soon with the Little Birds taking on La Familia.
down. We kept running from the shadows in the night, realizing it was not worth the fight. Moving on alone was what felt right, 'cause we were never meant to be. Dum dum da dum day, dum dum da dum day, dum dum da dum day, 'cause we were never meant to be. It feels good, a new beginning. We are free at last.
Welcome back, everyone, as we are here with more Spate Championship Rocket League. We have seen groups conclude with Spate taking a sweep win to go ahead and bounce back and secure that one spot in for their group and going ahead and making the main bracket. But we do have round one of playoffs to figure out our top 8 as we have La Familia going up against Empty Space. So we actually have everyone all here ready to go. We're going to make this one quick. Sporty Hawkish, real quick, just want to go over some thoughts on what you saw last go at things with Spate. How did that team look going up against Empty Space? And what do Empty Space have to do against this La Familia squad, Sporty, to go ahead and take a win?
Well, as you said again, it was kind of the bounce back run for Spade Esports there, taking on Empty Space. It was them who just kind of came back, clapped back, and for Empty Space having just been that number seed before the match started, to now dropping down to playing a much tougher matchup to get into that quarterfinals where Spade currently is standing. It only makes things tougher here for Empty Space, but now they've got to have their own bounce back performance, and it's going to be a major place to do it. This is really the place to do it because La Familia is a beatable team, but with how Impo has been playing tonight, he's going to make things tough.
Yeah, definitely. And Hawkish, Impo has been absolutely fantastic so far tonight. Are we expecting them to just carry them into the playoffs, or are Seven and Fast going to have to step up against this Empty Space team just a bit?
So the biggest thing I want to see is what is Empty Space going to bring? Because we just saw Spate just being all over their defense, just not letting them get out of their half that entire series, to the point that I want to see where's the rotations from Empty Space? Where's the offensive pressure? Can they get ahead against La Familia? Because they're going to have to show more than they did last game. And if La Familia comes out hot, then it could be a story of the same that we just saw. So I just want to see first, is Empty Space going to show the kind of team that they are, or is La Familia going to come in and hit a team while they're down?
Yeah, absolutely. Going to be interesting for sure. Feisty, I know you're going to be yapping a lot, but we've seen both these teams play so far throughout the night. Real quick, I'm going to have you predict for the desk. Since you have been able to see both of these teams and how they're looking, who you got making it into the top 8?
Man, these are some pretty stacked squads. Both guys coming out 2-1 through their groups. The better game differential sits on the side of La Familia just by 1. They went 8-5, where Empty Space went 6-4. I believe that gives La Familia a little bit of the edge, but I don't think that it's going to secure the win. I think Empty Space, the way they've been playing all night, is probably going to be able to take this, but it's going to go all the way Game 5.
Game 5 for Empty Space. Well, it looks like we are all set for this round 1 matchup. Let's head over to the booth to have Sporty FC and a Feisty Taquito bring us into our last match of the night.
Well, Taquito, there was a lot of pressure on you there, man, in that prediction, wasn't there? I know you want to kind of intro us in, but it feels like you have as much pressure as all these other people do because you're the only one predicting for us. So if you're wrong, everybody's going to be looking at you. So a lot of pressure's on you, Taquito, but I think a lot of pressure's on these teams as well. La Familia and Empty Space going into this best of 5.
Yeah, they absolutely are, man. It's going to be a pretty solid game, too, as we get everybody in and ready to go. 5 minutes hit the clock for the last match of the evening. We are finally in that first round of playoffs. And let me tell you, brother, I've actually been excited to see this La Familia squad play. However, I think that, I don't know, I think it's going to be kind of crazy, honestly, as we kind of look and see their journey through this bracket.
Well, Familia's already off to a great start, getting in that one, but look at the start. 7 with a redirect to the wrong net. If it was going to the orange net, it would have been one of the goals of the night. Instead, it's La Familia with strike 1, and we've already mentioned it as well on the desk. I mentioned it, and Hawkins mentioned it. Empty Space needs to bounce back, and this is the game to do it. Game 1, honestly, oftentimes in a series like this with one team not really feeling that momentum is the most important game of the series. If Empty Space can show a reasonable bounce back, it's very likely that we see this team take it. But that's the question, can they do it? There's a lot of questions for teams like Empty Space, and again, can they bounce back? Can they take that adversity and work with it? Because right now for La Familia, they've had time to think about their match, they've had time to prepare, and they're feeling a little bit better about themselves. And for Empty Space, they've got to work about it in this series, which is no easy thing to do.
It's absolutely no easy thing to do. First minute is I would say it was scoreless, but La Familia is the one who takes us through our first goal. Obviously, guys, scoreboard's a little bit off. It's okay. We'll get it fixed as soon as we possibly can. Oh my! And La Familia was looking at a second. They actually or their own first goal. Excuse me. Empty Space is scored first, and La Familia gets their own. I see that it confused me. I was looking at the scoreboard, thinking to myself, I was talking the right thing, and here I am completely wrong. We are all tied up 1:10 into this game number 1. And Sporty, what does this bode well? Does it bode well for the side of La Familia? Do you think that they truly have the ability to stand up to a team like Empty Space as they score a second?
I don't think I need to say anything. I really don't think I need to say anything, Skeeto. I think they've already answered your question. If they can stand up to La Familia, because they've done it, because we've already seen a goal just like that from Empty Space. Quick, decisive. That's what we need to see from Empty Space, is goals like that where they come in and just take on La Familia. They know, again, they are a team that at least right now has a pretty high rating on them. It's expected to do quite well. They've got to be able to, again, do well to bounce back, take these wins. It's single elimination from here on out, so if you lose, you're out. That's it for your run. So for these teams, the pressure, it's only getting higher. It's only getting tougher as that shot nearly bouncing in from Og. And Empty Space trying to continue that goal-scoring run, but here it goes fast the other way for La Familia. I haven't seen too much of him tonight as Kamikaze going for net. 7 will be back in time. Kazi again. He'll make it free. And Empty Space continue to run up the scoreline. And with how they've been playing tonight, I don't think we should be too surprised.
Absolutely no. There's no surprise here, and it's crazy to me, right, that this is a team that finished 3rd in their group, given game differential and all that stuff, and what we were trying to figure out. It's wild to me that a team like Empty Space is in the position they're in. So, and that goes for La Familia as well. La Familia finished 2nd in their group. So you kind of like have to think, what really is the caliber that we're looking at here? Do you think that throughout the rest of this night, and I mean even the rest of this weekend, that either of these teams have a chance to take a stab at the top talent? You think that one of them can break their way through this top 8 that they'll find themselves in after one of them wins?
Well, the winner of this match has to take on Team Board tomorrow, so whoever wins this is going to have to take on top-tier talent. Yeah, but you're right about if they can do it, if these teams have what it takes, and so far tonight, Team Board has looked so good. It's been so tough to see teams take them on, as that one will be cleared off the line by Kamikaze. As a big clear from Crave. Is that going in? Oh, no way. Another one for Empty Space. It's Crave's goal, but it's a flash and you'll miss it. Empty Space score again.
How do you even... there's no way you plan for that, right? Like, you don't expect that pinch to happen. That is just a true happenstance moment. I think one of my favorite things so far, just about this series, truly has been the offensive prowess that we've seen from the side of Empty Space. La Familia not lacking in that department by any means. I think the biggest thing that they have found trouble in is holding possession of the ball, and even at that meaningful possession. But for now, I mean, they've got to be able to get out of their half, which they're struggling to do so. Og gets an almost open net. Put a little more mustard on that shot, you would have found a second goal.
Wrong about it as well, that Feels like that the pressure on these teams has only gotten stronger and stronger. But for Empty Space, they've been the ones with the majority of it. I mean, they've had a lot more shots as well. 10 shots to 7 here on the side of Empty Space. You would have thought it was more with how many goals they've been able to score, but I think if there's anyone that's really has stepped up, at least from what I've seen, it's Kamikaze. And that's weird to say because he's been probably the player that I've seen tonight that's been the most eye-popping for me tonight out of Empty Space. But Kamikaze is one of those players who has such a strong aerial-based play, and you're seeing that used here, but what I love so much about Kamikaze is that defense to offense transition. He's always in the middle of that play, and it's one of the reasons why Empty Space hasn't had to deal with too many issues on defense because Kamikaze has been that player to get rid of that play as that double tap will be a goal for Impo. So La Familia will take one back as I was rooting for, I was talking about Kamikaze, rooting about all the good things he's done, but La Familia have brought one back, and with a little bit under a minute to go, Empty Space cannot feel too safe.
No, you can't feel safe at all. Yeah, you got 60 or 59 seconds, so basically a minute. La Familia has plenty of time here to work with a solid possession. They could get a good push towards the orange final third, and they could find themselves a goal. But again, that seems to be the biggest struggle on the side of blue. The hurdle that you've got to get over is striking with efficiency against the defense that is on the side of Empty Space. And it's no easy feat. They've been able to do it twice. If they can at least get one more, they might feel a little bit better moving into game number 2, but at least it might give them a little bit of hope that it isn't as daunting of a task as it's been throughout this entire game 1.
Impo, it's a great first touch. Looking to get the dunk on Kamikaze, but 7 comes in to keep it in field. Impo again, not able to get there in time. La Familia sent all the way back. Time running out. They've got to score here. Fast. Trying to get to the field. It's a redirect that's gone to the corner. 7 not able to find the net. And game 1 will end. Empty Space after a great start. And we've been asking for the rebound. That was exactly it.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Sporty. Empty Space looked phenomenal in game number 1, but I think that La Familia now have a chance to kind of talk over what happened. Maybe they were a little too aggressive and they handed the ball over a few too many times, didn't hold on to possession enough. This game number 2 has got to be different for them, right? You want it to be, you don't want it to get so far away from you. Like that 3-goal lead they did hold for close to, a minute and a half, almost 2, before they were able to score again. So maybe we see La Familia step up here, and that's what I'm hoping for. But right now, Empty Space look phenomenal.
You're not wrong about it. I think that's only one of many words you could use to describe Empty Space's playstyle. The way I would describe them. Actually, I guess I would use phenomenal. You've encapsulated exactly what I'd say about them so far in game 1. That was a great performance, and it feels almost like a mirror effect. They were the ones that couldn't get out of defense in their series against Spade, and against La Familia, it's them who are keeping La Familia in the back half, and it's almost as if they're trading blows. That Group D must be a absolute gauntlet of a group if La Familia is having issues against the 3rd seed from it. Because reminder, Little Birds are also in that group. They got the 2nd seed, and I mean their run right now tonight is continuing. They're taking on Patty Formula, so good match there as well. But for Empty Space, their run's not over. Their job's not done. It's only 1 game in their win. They've got to get at least a few more to take this series. But La Familia holding them in the corner, and will continue to do so until they get their chance. This will be it! Fast was waiting. He'll be there in time. Patience is a virtue, and Fast exemplary.
Beautiful goal. Beautiful first touch right there from La Familia. And it's a good handoff as well. Fast, just in a perfect position to tap that one in. 1-0, little over 30 seconds here, and that's got to feel good on the side of La Familia, especially, like you said, and like we all kind of saw, the suffocating offense from their opponents in Empty Space was just really, really hard to take care of, and now they've done it here. Fast needs to kind of encapsulate their own name, get up quick as they get dusted on that ability to move the ball forward, but for now, they at least get a chance to look at offense for a moment, but Impo almost lets the ball drift back, but for now, it's going to have to be an extended stint in Empty Space's half as they try to move the ball from their own goal line.
Fast with another close chance there. He's been attacking that net, and he continues to do so. Another quick challenge. Og will be there and waiting. Fast again will be in the way, but it's open space in the midfield. Crave will go to the back wall. 2nd touch, not able to put it near net. And 7 is waiting in time. La Familia can't break out of their half here. It's the story of game 1 all over again. Og will pickpocket the last defender. It was Impo who wasn't ready, and it is Og who will be successful. Empty Space will take their own.
Wonderful goal. Truly. A wonderful answer back right there from Empty Space. And unfortunately, it's a little bit more time than they probably wanted to take off the clock there to tie us up. But at least it negates the small cushion that La Familia had built. So now momentum, the pendulum of momentum starting to kind of swing and drift back towards the middle rather than staying on the blue side. It's going to be kind of scary here. Kamikaze going for that bump. Almost gets it, but it doesn't disrupt the defense enough. That's a great pinch. 7, can they get there in time? No. Kamikaze, great touch. Crave to the corner. Can the second be found? Og is there. The shot, however, is off the crossbar going the other way.
And I keep saying Kamikaze's phrases, but that play started with him. And again, it's always been through the midfield. Who's going to be the one to do it? Kamikaze has. We see Crave doing it there. La Familia, well, they've done better this game keeping Empty Space from scoring. Empty Space is still controlling the midfield, and as long as they keep doing that, they'll be the team with the advantage in the opportunities. With the space, with the timing, La Familia has got to find a way to shut this down, and right now the major thing they're trying to do is just play a lot higher up on the field, but you can tell it isn't working. Empty Space is just making their transition faster and more decisive.
And as good as that can be in this moment, it's still the possession time on the ball for La Familia, I feel, is definitely favored in their side. Empo getting beat right there, but 7 able to keep it in the orange for a moment. Kamikaze looking for that double, isn't able to get it further away from Fast. That's a great bump on Empo. This shot is going to be well, what my sentence was going to be was that shot was going to be left lacking a little bit of force, and poor Og got stuck right at the goal line. That is 2-1, the lead taken by La Familia on an own goal.
It isn't even Og who was trying to make that save. It was Crave, but he got removed by Kamikaze. An Empty Space have just shot themselves in the foot here. La Familia will have the 1-goal advantage here in with under 2 minutes to go. Kamikaze trying to find a little bit more here. Trying to find that empty space on La Familia. The pitch goes wide. Up goes Og. One more touch. Everybody moving in for La Familia, but the ball will be cleared away. As Fast now beats the last defender. The net's open, but he won't get there in time. 7 looking midfield, but the clear is away. Empty Space will stay in it. Here in game 2, can Og find a chance? Yes, he will! Oh, what a block for Impo! Cutting across the net. Empty Space denied of the tire.
That's just insane to me, the way La Familia are running through this. 7, good demo on Kamikaze. Oh, Fast is down there. Didn't see them lurking on the goal line. That's a rough touch as well. Embo able to regain the possession again for La Familia. Nice attempt at a flip reset. Couldn't use it in time. Crave, good dunk. Fast. Wasn't aware they were going to be able to get it, but they had a hand on possession. Tried to fling it to the back wall for a teammate. Empo going for the challenge. Unfortunately, can't get it. But again, like sharks when they smell blood in the water, they're lurking for that attack on the net. Fast is there to seal the deal, and the 2-goal lead gets a little bit bigger.
Kazi was the original player to call for that one. It left Og sitting on the goal line, but bumped out of the way. La Familia getting right in the face of Empty Space and not letting them breathe. It's 3-1 at this point, but these teams both talking things out off the kickoff. Kazi trying to find a sneaky shot there, and for Empty Space, they're still looking for something. It's just been miscommunication this game that has cost them dearly, and for Kamikaze, he's been doing so much on this field. It just feels like he needs to give a little bit more space to Crave and Og. Just breathe a little bit more in this game, and maybe allow this Empty Space team to be a little bit more well-rounded, because so far it feels like he's been stepping on his teammates' toes.
I kind of get that sense right there. I think all 3 teammates have kind of lessened the space they give to one another. But I think this will be the call of game number 2. It will go over to La Familia no matter what the outcome here on the 0-second drill. We finally get to touch the ground. Like I said, 2-goal differential here on Forbidden Temple. La Familia tie us up in the series.
And a great job from La Familia to answer back. It may not have been as early as they wanted in this series, but they'll take it. A 3-1 scoreline, pretty decisive as well. in the game, just watching for empty space and the amount of panic they seem to have on that defense. And a lot of it comes through with those bump plays, with that aggression. We are seeing a lot of it from La Familia, and if they can continue to bring those bumps, empty space hasn't really had a counter to that so far. And it's a huge opportunity for La Familia to just keep doing it because empty space haven't shown any adaptations to those demos.
Not at all, man. I think the biggest thing too, as well, empty space. We're not expecting La Familia to come out with such firepower, such gusto. So the big thing is can they answer back here in this game number 3, or does La Familia continue to handle the momentum that they have now carried through Forbidden Temple?
Well, we'll see about that, but that means, yeah, we're guaranteed at least 4 games in this series. I know a lot of people were wanting to see our final match tonight go to Game 5. Honestly, we're en route to doing that, Taquito, but it is La Familia right now who've taken Game 2, who are in a very good position, but empty space. We know this team's scariness. We know both these teams' scariness realistically, but what I'm loving right now is both these teams are starting to make those adjustments, and in a series like this, we should expect to see a good amount of them as we will go into Game 3, and these teams will continue their battle onward for match point.
Yes, they will, and that's if we get everybody here. Who are we missing?
I think we're missing someone.
We are missing.
Time to call out whoever is not here.
7. We're missing 7.
There we go.
Nope.
Well,
Still missing 7.
All right, well, there he is. 7's just joined in. I think he had a card change there. But La Familia back into the lobby for game number 3, Taquito. And again, what we saw last game for La Familia, a lot of the issue for them is going to be making sure they keep those demos, but for empty space, it's about countering those demos, countering that newfound aggression for La Familia, because they want to be in the face of empty space. Empty space have to find a way to push them back. Here on DFA Stadium, match point on the line for both these teams, a chance to go to the quarterfinals and take their match on tomorrow, their first match of the night tomorrow against Team Board. But for now, we go on to Game 3, and we'll see how long it takes before that first goal goes in. With how these teams are playing, it may not take too long.
No, I don't think it's going to take too long at all. Good passing play, trying to get started there by 7. Well, the reception was by 7. Unfortunately, couldn't get a hand on it fast. Really awkward there. Had to meet Crave. That's a great touch. But unfortunately, no teammate there. Kamikaze needs to float back down to the ground. Open net opportunity for empty space. And Og is on cleanup duty. It is 1-0 to the side of Orange.
And that's the scariness of Kamikaze. Gets 2 players from La Familia to commit. And Og with an open net to look at. Kamikaze nearly blocked that shot too. Had to quickly turn around and get away from it. But it's empty space on the board earlier. And as we've seen from Game 1, when they're on the board early, they're going to make things very tough for La Familia. They're going to apply that squeeze now that we saw in Game 1. Really shut down that La Familia offense. And for La Familia, they've got to score soon here to make sure that that doesn't happen. Info up for it is 7. But another double commit for La Familia, leaving only 1 player back. That could really hurt them in the future of the series if empty space continue to force them in those positions.
It's going to hurt, too, because you want to capitalize every time you have that opportunity to shoot on any kind of open part in the net. Unfortunately, La Familia finding it much more difficult than they were in game number 2. Already down 1. That touch from Info is not the best. Nobody back in time. Fast is not going to be fast enough, and Og will put in a second in this game number 3.
Empty space will keep the scoring, as you mentioned. It is just an off touch there from Impo. And empty space keep the scoring going. Reminder, the loser of this match is out of the bracket. This is playoffs round 1, so both these teams, whoever loses this, is not going to be here tomorrow. And that is a pretty scary sight here as Og trying to find more on pressure. 7 to the back wall. Double tap. That's a block from Crave. Fast. Kamikaze going backwards. Impo's got the net. And La Familia never left the play. They put one back.
Brother, what are we witnessing, right? What's going on here? We see one team truly hold a lot of momentum. They seem to hold a lot of pressure. Maybe they're in the heads of their opponent, and then all of a sudden, at the quickest moment, in the slightest notion, it just changes on us. I mean, granted, empty space still have that goal. They have that goal lead, but for how long, right? How long are they going to be able to hold it against this La Familia squad, especially when they're scoring like that almost getting the pre-jump right there was fast. And I like the attempt, however, you left the net wide open the other way. Crave, you got to get your hands on the ball if you want to be able to score. But right now, you've handed it right back over to the blue team, who continue to live in the orange half for this brief stint.
Og looking midfield. It's Impo to keep the play going. He's got an infield option in 7, but the pass will connect, and a misstep from Kamikaze. Crave will be up first. Now in goes Kazi, and he'll have some space to work with. 7 picking up that boost, going in from the corner there, and another double commit. Og scored again. He's completed his hat trick. But so many of these goals are from La Familia running into each other, not on the same page, and they keep just doing that. And the more they double commit, the more empty space is going to capitalize.
It's wonderful to see, right, when a team is doing well and they're playing with such efficiency, the same way that Empty Space are in this game. But the trading of games is something that you don't want to see, right? You don't want to continue to trade games within a series. You want to be able to take them outright. But this back and forth, this tit for tat that we're seeing unfold before our eyes, it begs the question, will we see Game 5 if this is the way the trend continues to go? Or is Empty Space finally in good enough form to take down La Familia for good?
Cursed it, Taquito. That's the one thing you don't say. As a caster, you know as well as I do. But, now that you've said it, we might as well mention it. It is very much a possibility in this match. Although, if we don't go to Game 5, I'm blaming you afterwards for this one. Empty Space.
What is this? Get out
I don't know what in the world is happening. No way. Oh, he's put in another. Og has gone on a circus run. It's 4 goals for him. He's shown up and shown out. And Empty Space, what on earth is this?
Yeah, so what are you blaming me for again? What's the blame game happening, dog? That's 4 in a row for Og. This is Game 3 is simply Og and his 2 teammates. Like, no offense to anybody else. Okay, well, there we go. Fast finally puts one in. The drought is over for La Familia. But Crave and Kamikaze are just letting Og take the driver's seat here for the side of Empty Space.
Og, and what's been so impressive from Og in this game is that a lot of his goals have been relatively scrappy. They've not been, those super impressive goals, those super crazy goals, where it's something flashy, although that last goal was quite flashy in its own matter. But most of the goals this game have been relatively simple from Crave. He's just taking advantage of openings given to him by La Familia, where La Familia aren't exactly in the right position, are double committing, leaving a little bit of open area, or I guess open space, here for Og. And well, he's taking full advantage. There's a reason he's got so many goals, because he's been playing aggressive, and he's been countering every mistake La Familia makes. As yet another double commit. Crave up here. La Familia needs to recover, as that touch from Impo will help them out. And they'll look midfield, a 7 up. 2 players commit for Empty Space, but the ball will be pinched midfield, and they'll have time to recover fast. Second touch! Crave there on the post. Og unable to get there. 7's hit the post. Impo's hit the post. There's a lid on the nets, and Empty Space will get away with one.
What the heck happened to La Familia? They had 2 back-to-back chances at an open net, and nobody could find the hole in the wall. Poor La Familia there. That was the one chance they really had to turn this game on its head. And unfortunately, it just goes out of their reach, even though they were right there, almost getting scored out again. Crave to shoot, hits the post. What has happened to all these players? They all of a sudden cannot shoot on an open net.
Oh dear, it's a Rocket League bug going around. Nobody can hit the net here, as this game is getting increasingly more scrappy. It's a late night Rocket League action. That's what it is here. These players, it's getting later for all of them, and that's when you start to get those sleepiness, that little bit of tiredness, the fatigue, I think, setting in as well. And that's what's happening here in this match. But for Empty Space, they will not be the ones complaining. Game 3 is theirs. They're on match point, only 1 win away from playing here tomorrow.
Absolutely. And again, does the trend continue? So do we see the even game go over to La Familia after what we just saw here in game number 3? They're going to have to step up and do it big, because this is the second time now that they've lost by 2. Game 1 and game 3, I believe, are both 2-goal differential wins to the side of Empty Space. So La Familia, capitalize on every opportunity you get right now, because you're going to need it.
Up against empty space, you mentioned as well. I think one of the major things that has been really important for La Familia is scoring first, is getting themselves on the board. Both of these teams, when they score first, apply that same kind of heavy pressure on each other to prevent any future goals going in. It's really going to come down to that in this game for what team is able to enact their game plan, but so far it's been empty space who's done it a little bit more often. That's why they are the ones leading the series, but Game 5, not out of the question here out of both these teams. It's going to come down to who has that first goal. Not Familia right now. Charging front, looking for that chance, but it's Grave who will shoot it under fast, and will make sure that empty space will not be giving up the goal, at least not yet.
And we hope that's not what happens, but currently, right now, as it stands, we've got empty space looking at match point. They want to be able to win this series outright in 3 in Game 4. They don't want to push it all the way because La Familia may have the ability to sneak up on you the longer this series seems to be drawn out. 7 trying to come in and help Impo. Gets beat there, but Crave is up high, just in front of Fast, hitting that nice pass from the backfield. It will be Og over to the teammate to get goal number 1.
And Og still playing lights out right now. A beautiful assist upfield, and really so well. He doesn't hit with all power. So many times players want to hit with power, go to the back wall, make the defender miss. But at this point, everybody's so good that you can't just do that anymore. You've got to have precision, and well, he's found his teammate waiting for that pass, and with great control, with great play, empty space will take that 1 goal lead early. And as I've always said before, this is when the squeeze starts, as 7 not able to get the stop against Kamikaze, as empty space up by 1. This is when we start to see that midfield shut down, and for La Familia, they've got to play with a little bit more speed, a little bit more urgency, because empty space is going to force them into that with how heavy they play in the midfield.
They absolutely are, and right now I think La Familia have it in them to be able to do so, but with no boost in the tank, or only one member really with boost in the tank, and it's a defensive player, you're going to have to, manage your boost a little bit more, manage the tools that you have at your disposal just a little bit better. I think that might be the ultimate crux to the side of La Familia right now, is just the availability of their options and how small they really are.
The play continues on. La Familia, can they find a little bit upfield? I'm surprised we haven't seen too many demos from them. That felt like a huge aspect that they added in the game too. It has kind of disappeared since then. And it's something that I really liked when I saw them do it, because it really made empty space consider on their rotations, really made their rotations fall apart. We haven't seen a lot of that continuous. That's a great shot from Crave. He'll add another one, and empty space right now having a lot of fun. It's 2 goals for them, and La Familia still have not been able to crack the code.
Crack the code or develop a team play, something. They're not able to really figure out how to get through the defense, or maybe put it together on offense. We haven't kind of seen the La Familia that we saw in game number 2, and it feels like we're missing something, but I can't exactly tell you what it is. Right now, it's going to have to be a play out of the corner. Impo needs a little bit more possession than that. Another double commit, ones that you kept harping on there in game number 3. They continue to happen. Here is another goal. Almost goes in, off the corner. Can we get something moving forward? Crave to Impo. Oh my. Og almost found that redirect, but Impo was in a perfect spot to block it away.
It's another infield pass for empty space, still finding that creativity in them to keep the play going. Crave, another double commit from La Familia. You see, they feel that pressure right now. They're struggling to get out of defense, and the boost is running low. It is a siege right now from empty space. They're holding on, and they're keeping it that way, and they're playing not just for that goal, but for time as well. Cleared away. 7 to the back wall. Kamikaze, Crave, empty space, back the other way, but Fast is there. He'll send it outwards for Impo. Crave with a dunk. 7's not there, but great recovery from Fast to keep that shot from going. And it may have just kept La Familia in this match for now.
Sidewall. Fast up to the sky. Needs a good play here, because they only need a goal to keep them in this specific game. But right now, they couldn't buy one if they tried. That seems to be the hardest thing to do against this empty space squad, is finding the ability to put the ball on the opposite side of the field in the net, because the rotations and everything just aren't as on point as they were before.
Crave. 7, that's a great first touch, but Kamikaze there, but a mistake off the sidewall. Impo not able to find a teammate as that touch a bit too central for anyone on La Familia to collapse on, but fast again. Infield is 7, Impo jumping up high, La Familia starting to get desperate here for chances. They haven't seen too many this game, only 2 shots compared to 12 from empty space, and La Familia need to find at least 2 more. Infield, Impo stopped by Crave. 7 staying close, but Og with another big clear. The assist for the first goal, the assist for the second goal. Og has been playing the midfield for empty space as Kamikaze again. Crave helping him out to add extra power. La Familia, can they find anything to score on that net? Kamikaze beats 7. Impo will be waiting back, but La Familia cannot seem to break out, cannot seem to find their chances. It has been systematically great midfield from empty space ever since they've scored that first goal, and it will continue that way. Their run continues. Their next match against Team Board will be tomorrow as La Familia are eliminated from regional number 3.
That will be the telltale sign that we need to see fast scoring at the very, very end in garbage time. That's exactly what you at least hope for. They get 1 goal. It's not completely out of the way, but Sporty, we don't even get a chance to talk alone, man. I don't even get a chance to have a little spat with you. We've got this other guy here. I don't know this guy. I've never seen this guy in my life. What I can tell you, though, is he looks like a guy who lost to my team earlier.
All right. See, that was in the past. I thought we weren't talking about the past. You want to make such a big deal about the past of the past as now. But let's talk about now, right? Let's talk about how we just saw empty space take a 3-1 win. Now, Feisty,
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken, you said that they were going to take it in 5. So you did pick the right winner.
I did. Yes, I did.
But maybe kind of gave them a little not enough credit on the side of empty space.
Well, not enough credit is crazy. I was thinking that, La Familia was here to kind of show us that they had a little more in the tank than that. Calm down. I was giving respect to both teams. Let's not go there.
There's a lot of respect given to both sides. Now, I mean, we got our top 8 figured out, I believe, unless we're still waiting on some reports.
We're waiting on some reports. I haven't seen any pop up.
Okay, so we have most of our top 8. We have most of our top 8, and it will include empty space now having to play Board in their quarterfinals match coming up tomorrow. But just talking a little bit more about this empty space squad. Sport, you got to be in the booth for back-to-back games with them. You saw them get swept by Spate, and then you saw them bounce back in a big way and qualify for quarterfinals. What does that mean going forward, especially for a roster that is possibly in danger of dropping out of the major if they didn't make it to this point?
Well, you're not wrong about that, but it does show that, so many people talk about Rocket League being a mental game. So many people have quoted that it's 50% mental, 50% physical in Rocket League in so many different ways, or 50% mental or 50% skill. It doesn't matter. Rocket League's a pretty big mental game, and what we've just seen from NP Spade is the showing of a top-tier team. They've got that mental facility to keep in it when the pressure's on them. When they haven't had a very good start to day 1, they've still made it to day 2, and even with how many issues they had in their groups, actually getting out of their groups, the turn from being that number 1 seed out of the group to then being the number 3 seed, having to fight for their life. They've got a good mental. They've got a good head on their shoulders, and as long as they can keep that in best of 7s with a series much longer, where that mental fatigue is tested even more, this is where a lot of teams like Empty Space can shine.
Yeah, definitely going to be a tough test on their mental going up against a team like Board, where they had a pretty clean run throughout things in their group. They did get a little bit of benefit from Silly Billies dropping out of their group, but taking wins over Last Minute and Mizzou, finishing out 3-0, 9-3. That is not an easy group to do that. So it'll be interesting to go into quarterfinals with that as our matchup there. But let's talk about our other confirmed match real quick. No Idea versus Pause Up. Now, I do want to call back to how Mel said Pause Up was not going to make the major. They
Correct.
are sitting at the 6th spot. Empty Space and Peeps, if they make it, could start to creep up on them and drop them out if they don't make it past this quarterfinals match. Now, Feisty, we've seen the ups and downs of pause up, right? Do you feel like this is where they lock in? Have we seen the results that we need to see on paper for this to be a team that can make a top 4 or even a top 2 and really shore up that major spot? Or is this still a big question mark and they're kind of still in danger heading into it?
You're talking about this is for pause up, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I think right now they've got to win their next match. Like that is just end all be all. Like they have got to get that top 4. The top 4 is going to do a lot better for them. What I will say is we could talk about a couple of other teams that could really steal that spot if they do well enough moving through the bracket. Unfortunately, I think they're both going to be on the same side. Here's a crazy result for you. Board and Mizzou, if they somehow get to the grand finals of this regional, one of them could secure a spot for the major. Actually, excuse me, the championship.
Yeah.
They could like we're talking about a team that could secure a spot for the major. There's a team that just popped into this regional that could already get a chance at the championship. So
Yeah,
like
it's
like
crazy.
with saying that, and you're worried about a team with pause up, like doing that whole major thing, guys, push yourselves all the way to the end, and you can secure every bit of it. But you got a team that just popped into this regional that can literally steal that spot away from you. If they have a good run right here, right now.
Yeah, I mean, things didn't seem as wide open as they are currently. We've had some dropouts. We've had some new teams that have kind of closed the skill gap a bit in the top 8 because heading into the brackets for the most part, we've seen our clear cut top 4. Outside of the upset from last weekend with Little Birds over Silly Billies, it's been relatively uh easy for them to kind of move on to the top 4 into the grand finals. We've had some consistent teams that make that, but we've now seen shakeouts with new teams entering the top 8 into regional 2. We've seen new teams here, and the point gap has closed tremendously outside of that top 4. And as you say, Mizzou has a chance to make it if they take this Peeps game in round
Yeah.
1, and then they have to
Mhm.
play Spate and then winner of Board versus Empty Space. Sporty, how likely is it that we see just an absolute demon run from Mizzou all the way from round 1 through the back-to-back regional champions and then against another, top tier team here in the contest?
Well, you're talking about how likely or unlikely it is. You can never really count too many teams out of this. And for most teams, a run like that is quite difficult in many aspects. It's very, very tough to get wins like that, to get that many wins to play against this many good teams. I mean, we're talking about Board, who is coming in as a team that fully deserves that field group to have taken down, to have taken over the group that the Silly Billies were originally in, to be the team that took them down as well in a match. Then we have Mizzou, who also found a way to beat them, but they've got to take on Board, they've got to take on Spate, who've won our last 2 events. It's looking really, really difficult for Mizzou to be able to do this. But if there's any team to do it, it is Mizzou. You guys, when I joined in, the first thing you guys talked about was how good Mizzou is playing tonight. And you're not wrong. This team is playing exceptionally well. They're leading in many ways. We'll see how their match again goes against the Peeps. It's not a very easy match, but if they can beat this team, and if they can do what they did today, during their group stage, surely they can do it tomorrow against tough competition because, knowing for them, that major spot, that spot in the, for the championships is, still up for grabs for them. That should give them the reason to keep pushing forward and to keep trying as hard as they can to get there because if that spot's within reach, Mizzou have a chance.
Yeah, they definitely do have a chance. They did make a late, league push in summer series to try to contend for the playoff spot there against a competition that is kind of on the same level as this, upper bubble talent competing in CRL out in the West. Mizzou made that late push and they can take wins off of these premier teams with the caliber of roster that they have. But want to switch lanes a little bit and talk about this Pirates on a Bot squad. Knight, Lev, we know the names, we know the players. The roster has gone through some change-ups. It looks like they now have Patty on that squad with Buffy as the sub. We saw them play, I believe, once with Buffy, and since then, It's kind of been a revolving door. As we just had a live update talking about Pirates on a Bot, their matchup will be Little Birds, who took a 3-0 win over Patty Formula. So Pirates on a Bot having to go up against a team that swept to the Silly Billies. Feisty, how do you expect this roster to compete? We've seen Knight and Lev play with a revolving door at third many times, and they produce results time and time again. Do we finally see Pirates on a Bot make their return back to a regional championship game, or are we just going to see them kind of flutter out with yet another new third?
If they play with Buffy, man, that is a tough squad to beat. Truly. Even with Patty too. I mean, they got themselves a chance. I don't know who they played with today. I didn't see who their third was today, but
They've been playing with Patty.
Okay, so I mean they did. Let me just kind of look at their run again. Oh, right. Yeah, they 3-0'd their entire group, dropping one game. Okay, that was with Patty. So,
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like with Buffy or Patty, if you're playing that well, again, Little Birds, they did get a huge win in beating Spate today. They fell to Empty Space. So two rosters, very similar caliber. Pirates on a Bot is right there with them. So you're gonna have to run through another Titan in your way to get to another top four. This is not about to be a free one. So if they manage to do it, another huge upset win for them. Is it likely? With the way they played today, the way they kind of look today, I could see it happening. I can for sure see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible when you stack up Knight and Lev against premier bubble competition. I want to call them seasoned vets, but they're still such young players, right? That it's tough to call them seasoned vets, but they have been around for a hot minute, producing great results. Talking about Little Birds, though, the team that last go around in a best of 7, they took down the boogeyman of SCS and have kind of put to rest that kind of myth of Silly Billies. Sporty, looking at this matchup, I know that on paper, Pirates on a Bot are the favorites, but Little Birds have gone out and they made a huge roster change, picking up Heps, who, while on that Pirates on a Bot team, won a regional MVP. That was the only time that they had won a regional here in SCS. Now, looking at Little Birds, you got a duo that can compete up with Knight and Lev, and then you also now have a third that is familiar with their playstyle. What kind of energy does that give a team going into a best of 7 quarterfinals match?
Yeah, you're right about that. Kind of coming in with that new roster, it's that little bit of a fairy tale Cinderella kind of feel afterwards. It's that little kind of, they always call it the newlywed kind of effect of always having this new player join in, feeling extremely good afterwards. They better make sure they don't lose that, at least for an event like this that affects the real question I'm going to have for both these teams. They're coming in with new rosters. They're coming in with new players. I'm going to say this, and I know it sounds weird, I'm actually not interested in what they're going to do in this event. I'm way more interested in what they're going to do in future events. How are they going to play after that effect wears off? Because that's going to tell me a lot more about these rosters than what it is for this event. Sure, they may have made changes, but I don't really care about that. They're right now stuck in that newlywed effect. What I want to see from them is, after this event, do they stick together? What do they do in that next event? If they make to the major, what are they going to do in the major? How are they going to play against tougher competition? Because simply put, right now, they're very new rosters. It's not really a good time to, I don't think it's a really good time to make adjustment on these teams. Because, as you said, both these teams have made changes, have consistently and continuously made changes. So, we really need to see them stick with the roster and see if that roster can stay consistent and stay successful.
Yeah, and talking about consistency, Feisty, Little Birds have just consistently got better and better. So I feel like you said, taking that big win off of Spate earlier, and Spate, who has handled Pirates on a Bot fairly well, no matter who their third is, I feel like you also got to give a little bit of credit to the friend turn foe buff, right? We saw it with Pigeon. Pigeon was competing with that Pirates on a Bot roster for the Frost events. They have now won, I believe, 7 straight. They're on the most dominant run of Frost events we've ever seen. And then he joins up with Kevin and TNT, and they have now back-to-back times beat them. So what does it mean to have someone who has a little bit of insight into what the game plan may be for the team across the pitch from them.
And just 100%, it's secrets. You know exactly what they're going to do. You know exactly how they want to play. You know who they're looking for when they make passes, when they like who's hot, who's not, who's the one who's going to be easy to crack on defense, who's the one to be scared of when they're on offense on the offense opposite side of the pitch. So you don't get the full download because people can always adapt, they can always change, but you have a very good generalized idea of what your opponent is looking for.
Yeah, you know the tendencies and you know them well because you were right there in the VC with them when they were making those runs. And this is going to be definitely a championship Sunday that is built on runs and hot streaks because we have a new entry, possibly two new entries, as we're still waiting on that Peeps Mizzou match to wrap up and submit some results. But you have Board coming in on a hot streak of their own. The question is, can they continue that against a team that has been consistently in this playoff bracket? You got Spate, who has gone back to back, looking to make it a three-peat, something that hasn't been done in SCS before. No idea who, now with Pips kind of out of the conversation, with them not being part of this regional, feel like they kind of have stepped up into that number 2 spot just because they, outside of Spate, they have made the most grand finals appearances. You got Paws Up, who they have not been able to find their way over the hill for a top 4 or top 2 finish. Pirates on a Bot and Little Birds, two teams that have been on the come up and been hot. So, Sporty, what would it mean for any of these teams to catch fire? And what would it take to try to stop any of them? Because when you have players of this caliber of who are in our top 8, it's tough to try to quench or quell the flame that is any given person in this top 8.
And you're not wrong about that. So often these tournaments are won by the hot hand and the teams that are able to favor that hot hand even more. I mean, so far we've seen Spate on the hot hand consistently every single event. At this point it starts to become, you start to ask if it's not a fluke anymore, if they just are playing this well every single event. But there's so many other teams that can definitely take that spot. As you said, there's already a top 4 guaranteed into that kind of major spot. There's a clear top 4 teams in here playing, but what we're seeing right now is that realistically in a bracket like this, there's so many good teams. And it is a bit of a cliche of that it is anybody's day as long as you can make it your day, as long as you can play with that hot hand. And you mentioned as well that how much this matters to these teams. It really matters to these teams to get these wins because that can it's not only is it just a good thing to get points to get consistency, but it also is just good for experience. At this point, for a lot of these top teams, they don't really need to win here. They don't need to play well. They don't need to get these wins. The reason they still go for them is that experience and is that ability to kind of learn about the opponents and to just kind of get used to what it's like in a finals, what it's like in a major. Because when you go to the SCS championships, you got to be able to have that kind of consistency and have that kind of experience under your belt. Without it, you're going to have one more thing you've got to worry about.
Yeah, consistency and pedigree speaks volumes here, especially heading into a playoffs. And I guess that we're going to have to wait for Mizzou versus Peeps to be a championship Sunday surprise to go ahead and start us off tomorrow. So we're going to wrap it up here on the main broadcast. But I want to thank everyone who was here tonight for our casters. Shout out to Sporty and Feisty being here. Aaron, shout out to Hawkish, who was here as well. Shout out to everyone on the back end making this thing possible. Mirage, Range Rook, Gad stepping up and trying to handle production and match admins and having to kind of play 3 different roles here tonight. So shout out to everyone on the back end. I know that there were some speed bumps tonight, but Championship Sunday will go smoothly. I'm willing it into existence. For everyone here at SCS, I have been Somber. Capping it off is Sporty FC and a Feisty Taquito with me. We will catch you guys tomorrow for our playoff bracket.
See
It's all about house music. It's all about love. It's all about